good. Are we all online and ready to go, boys?
Sure.
Let's do this.
For those watching, this is Polyhedron Collider Plays Dungeons and Dragons. We are in our second session we're recording, which is probably about our 10th or 12th session. That's longer than that, I think. So, the story so far. Team Frosty, as we're now nicknaming them, or Team Frozen Balls, have headed to Icewind Dale on the hunt of a stolen magical staff. They got to Bryn Shander and had some altercations with some Yetis, which attacked them at the gates. Then some altercations with a crew of ruffians who were doing a racketeering operation. You guys then headed. You freed a barbarian who's been wrongly accused of causing the early winter and the beast attacks, and you headed out to the Dwarven Valley where you found a mystical kind of black ice which the dwarves were hoarding. Through a overly convoluted and complicated series of cons, you managed to try and make a trade deal with Beric Hammerstone, who was the dwarf who was leading the dwarfs who were trading in this black ice. And when we last left, you were in the middle of the deal until Arrakis decided to insult the dwarf at the very last moment, therefore pissing him off, and a fight kicked off.
We won.
I thought I'd just remind everyone that Arrakis did that, because just in case you forgot.
To be fair, I was kind of pissing him off before then, but Arrakis just had to one-up me.
Exactly. Arrakis threw the final insult in there.
It was a bloody good ruse, and he just fucked it all up.
The last thing that happened was...
Are we allowed Swedish? Am I allowed Swedish?
Yeah.
That's all right then.
It's a bit late to ask now.
I was going to say we'd be fucked otherwise.
All right.
The last thing that happened is you actually managed to kill all of Beric Hammerstone's guards, but you knocked Beric out, and that's where we left the adventure. So you're standing in the middle of the Dwarven Valley. Deep in the snow, you have plenty of dead dwarven bodies around you and one unconscious Beric Hammerstone.
Right. Time to get some answers.
Right. Well, first thing, let's secure the prisoner. I've got some rope.
I'll do.
So
Fine.
I'm going to hog tie him, Steve.
Okie doke. Now, he was wielding a black ice hammer at the time, and he's wearing the black ice plate mail armor as well.
Yep. So we're gonna remove once we've hog tied him. We're gonna start removing those very items. Okay.
So as you're doing this, there was a group of dwarves with you who were part of Stokely Silverstream's dwarves. They realised that the combat stopped, and they head up the valley towards you. One of them notices that you're surviving and everyone else is down, so you quickly see one of them run back to send a message to Stokely.
Okay, let him go.
That's fine. We've not done anything wrong
yet.
Right, let's carry on with the robbing.
Robbing.
So, whilst all this is going on, Steve, I'm collecting all the good gear into a big pile. So I'm stripping all the other dead dwarfs as well of everything and anything I can get my mitts on.
So most of them have, every single one of them has some piece of black ice on them.
Yep.
Whether it be a piece of jewelry or a weapon or something.
May I strongly recommend we keep these separate from everything else. Put them in a box or something.
I think I was going to hide them. We've got to hide them somewhere.
I'll take care of them.
Yes.
I don't recommend that in case we lose you.
I'll be fine, I think.
Very well. But if you turn on us, I will kill you.
You'll have to see me beforehand to do that.
Oh, challenge accepted.
No.
By the way, you guys notice Imnek, he has this plate of the black ice on his shield, which last you saw was a dwarven shield with no black ice. And you don't see the amulet on him that he was carrying up until this point.
Oh yeah, because you did have an amulet, didn't you? Okay. Because you took one, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm suspicious of Arrakis.
As am I, my friend. Well, I'll keep an eye on this one.
Yes, something is afoot. The game is afoot. Right.
This
So
The
anyway,
games begin.
So there was a crate as well with various black ice items, tools, weapons, and such like. I take it
And-
you're collecting.
Steve, if it ain't nailed down, I'm having it. I'd have the bodies if there's any value in them, to be perfectly honest. If there's any organ to be sold or anything like that, I'm in there, mate. I'm taking it.
Throw them all in the cart and we'll take them back.
But yeah, we're going to load the cart with all the black ice and the crate and the original Stokely's bag of cash.
Oh yeah.
So we got
Yes,
that.
we need to
as well.
return that, much as I'd like to keep it. I can't imagine taking on 2 dwarven clans is a sensible idea.
Not after we struck that deal. We've got to keep them in our good books for now.
Well, yes, indeed. Right, I recommend we go back to Beric's stronghold, although not so strong anymore, as we've just, handed his arse to him.
Well, how about we find out some answers from Beric yet? Now that he doesn't
indeed.
have his black ice armor and all that,
Yes.
and all these heavies, let's have a chat with him.
Can we dig some kind of snow hole so we can sort of shelter from the wind and short rest? And then wake this
Yep.
little shit up?
If you want. Yep.
That's a good
Yes,
idea.
please.
Do that.
I would like to.
So
cuddle my
Stokely's
dog.
men help you kind of tidy up. They drag the dead bodies to one side because they want to do like whatever dwarven rites, like last rites for these dwarves. They look a bit guilty, and they help you tidy up anything. They even help you dig out a little bit of a shelter out the snow. All the while this is happening, Beric's completely unconscious. He's out for the count.
Excellent. If he does show any signs of coming round, I'll just punch him in the face.
Okay, you guys can take a short rest.
Excellent. And I'd like to cuddle my rock.
Okay.
So I shall spend 2 hit dice, getting some energy back.
Can you just hit the hit dice box, or do you have to roll manually?
I think just hit the hit dice
just
box.
click
Do
it.
It's great wording. Once per long rest during a short rest.
So
There you
I
go.
rolled a 5 and a 2, so that's 11 hit points I've gained there. So
Yeah.
I'm down to 2 dice.
Yeah, just click the hit dice thing. It does it for you. There you go.
That's pretty good. I'm back up to 24 hit points. Excellent.
Should I recover 2 level 1 spell slots or 1 level 2 spell slot?
Okay, you're
Right.
sorted.
Are,
Yeah.
are any of you guys having a nap?
I'll remain
On this-
conscious.
On this short rest, you know.
Yeah,
Once-
because elves don't need to sleep.
Okay,
Yeah, short rests, you don't really go with sleep. You just kind of kick it.
kick and chill out, right? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
have a cup of
cuddling
tea,
my
that
rock.
kind of thing.
All right.
Yes, I would like to attune myself to my little artifact.
So, what are you attuning yourself to?
What am I currently attuned to? I'm currently attuned to the.
To the dice, to the amulet, and to the wand.
I'll unattune myself to the dice
Okay.
because I've not used them yet.
Right.
I'm not even attuned to them. I didn't think I was.
You were, yeah, because
Oh, okay.
you got your 3 items and you're tuned to all 3. So,
Okay. That's fine. I'll unattune to the dice.
okay. Okay.
So does that mean I recover all my hit points? I spent some dice for that, don't I?
You have to roll some hit dice to recover your hit points.
So do I just click on it? Is that somebody asked that earlier?
Yep, that's what we've just done. Yeah.
Right then, Andy.
I didn't need to recover any.
Must be nice.
It is.
That's what happens when you stay far away from combat.
I killed 3 dwarves in melee that combat.
That's true. he
And
did.
you melted the one that actually ran at you.
Yeah.
So how do I recover these? Is it a long rest that recovers these?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
You
So I
get
can
Up to half.
You get up to half of them back. Yeah.
so I can.
You get 2 back on a long rest.
Right then, Andy. Do you want me to make this public knowledge, or do you want to take fight private chat?
No, whisper it to me. Arrakis is a little protective.
Don't you trust us yet?
Frankly, no. It's not so much that; it's the knowledge of the artifact I carry.
Oh god, what's the tech shortcut for whisper?
/W.
W.
Is that all it is? There it is.
Obviously, the whispering makes for great TV, I find.
It does, yeah.
Is this little swine awake yet?
He's rousing, yes.
Oh.
Imnek will go and sort of sit and sort of beside him warily.
Don't let him run away. Although he won't get far naked in the snow.
On those little legs, no.
And another boring quick whisper.
Fun for someone.
Right. So, you have your long rest. You've all recovered. You've had a nice cup of tea and a sit down, bit of a sausage roll, that kind of thing. Snacked on some rations, and yeah, Beric starts to come round.
Okay.
He seems very, very groggy. He's obviously been taking a bit of a beating,
Good.
and straight away he kind of and looks around and looks down at himself and realizes he's not wearing his armor, and can see himself kind of force himself into consciousness. And then, be my armor,
We sold it.
thieves everywhere,
Well.
thieves.
Calm down, little one. You can't go anywhere. We're asking the questions.
Thieves and tricksters, liars. Where are my men?
Well,
Where are my
possibly,
weapons?
yeah. We sold those 2. They seemed valuable.
Give them back, ye thieving swine.
No, not so fast. First, you answer some questions, and then, if I believe your answers, maybe we'll let you go. If I think you're lying, then, well, more bops on the head for you.
So you're saying if I answer ye truthful, you'll give me back my armor?
We shall see. It does make you rather unpleasant.
Answer your questions, Devilman.
Where is the location of this source of the ice?
Ye true intentions become clear. All you're
Of
here
course.
for is to steal the dwarven treasures.
You have no
Does Stokely
idea.
know you're a liar and a thief?
Oh, he knows me rather well.
Why should I tell ye?
Because
Imnek
if
will
you-
just lean in and put his hand on one of the his wounds and just sort of lean down on that.
Because that happens if you don't.
Seems rather unnecessary.
It's very out of character for Imnek.
Deep in the spine of the world, that's where. You'll never find it.
We will when
Well.
you tell us.
Hmm.
I can withhold your pain, I can die. You'll never find it without me showing you where it is.
Well, there's an idea. You will show me where it is then.
By the way, he says Spine of the World. Spine of the World is a considerable distance south of where you are. So based on the map you can see at the moment, the Spine of the World is the mountain range which separates kind of like the Icewind Dale from the rest of the Sword Coast.
Yes.
Let's just pop back to that map. Let's give you guys a bit of an explanation. Let's wait for that to load. See, you are just outside Bryn Shander here. And the Spine of the World is that huge mountain range. So it's not
It's pretty
exactly a
big.
small area. No.
That seems an awfully long way away for a dwarven party. I don't believe you.
You can believe me or you can not.
I'll just look at Imnek and nod slowly.
I'll add some pressure to my hand.
All right, make a oh god, intimidation check.
Me or
You can both do it together, and or one of you can do it with advantage because one of you is helping the other.
I have +5 to intimidation.
+6.
Okay, you do it with advantage.
Okay.
Nice.
20. You can see him kind of grimacing to try and stop the pain. Like, "Ugh. All right. I'll have to show you though.
That's
You
fine.
Uh,
You will show us.
it's 4 days trek south of here.
4 days.
Days, yes. It was close by. Any idiot could find it. Whole
Well, you
reason why
found it. What does that make you?
I was led to it.
By whom?
The zombie thing, that desiccated husk of a man.
Ah, yes, of course. Well, what do we want to do, boys? Do we want to spend 4 days going there?
Find out where he found the husk of a man.
Yes. Where did this man come from?
That wizard's apprentice led us to him. Hired us, took us up to Kelvin's Cairn, and told us where to dig.
Ah, it's up by Kelvin's Cairn. He didn't give you his name?
Which one?
The husk of the man.
Called himself the Great Akar Kessel.
Akar Kessel.
As in the run.
Can we do it in less than 12 parsecs? The Great Akar Kessel.
Kept spouting some nonsense how he was the tyrant of Icewind Dale.
Well, we shall see just how tyrannical he really is.
He was dead.
Oh.
He'd been in that ice decades.
And yet he came to find you. Interesting. He wasn't perchance a lich, was he?
I don't know. So it didn't smell right, but he led us direct to the Black Ice and the Spine of the World.
And who did he say he worked for? Who's the apprentice?
The apprentice? I don't know. He's the guy who hired us, came to the Dwarven Valley, threw money at us to go search Kelvin's Cairn for something. Said he'd just come into Bryn Shander that week.
Where did the husk go after he showed you the black ice?
Went into the Dwarven mines, said he had business there.
I thought we ran into him.
Indeed. I owe him a great debt of pain. So we learned that Pelidor was who found the husk. So,
what was the husk man's name again? Sorry,
the Great Akar Kessel. So tell me more about Vailish Gand. Have you met him?
The name sounds familiar. That Pelidor reckoned he was something to do with him or some business associate. And the woman who tried to make a deal said she was also a business associate.
The woman? That wouldn't happen to be Devessa, would it?
No.
Baka.
Woman trying to make a deal to buy the black ice, so you outbid her and then double-crossed me.
Remember we met her last time? When we made our negotiations with this dwarf.
Oh yeah. I know she is. Yeah, is Devessa's the town administrator, isn't she?
Yes, she's speaker of the town, so effectively the leader of Bryn Shander.
Okay.
He starts looking a bit doughy-eyed at the pieces of black ice he can see on you and goes, can I touch?
No.
I just hold one. I just touch one?
Most certainly
just
not.
A trinket, just a small piece.
You're precious.
It calls to me.
I think you will feel a lot better. Well, once your wounds have healed for one, but the longer you're away from the black ice.
Yes.
Give it to me.
No.
Give it back.
Punch him out.
At this point, he just kind of starts blubbering.
Punch him out. Knock him out. We don't need
Knock him out again. Okay. You knock him out again.
Excellent. Right. Well, I have interests in this substance, gentlemen.
Oh, I think we all do.
Shall we venture to the spine of the world? To the great mountain?
I think we're going to need more precise directions from Beric before we can do that.
Well, we know it's in the cairn, so if we head towards the cairn and wake him up on the way.
So, the cairn, Calvin's cairn, is the mountain kind of the Dwarven Valley leads up to.
Right.
So that's the one you. Let me go back to this map, just so you're aware. So you're here in the Dwarven Valley at the moment. This is Calvin's cairn, which is a single peak, and it looks like a dumb volcano. It's kind of not clear on this view, but it's got a bit of a flat top.
Right.
So that's where he said they dug up a castle. The spine of the world is off the bottom edge of this map. This map is, if you look at the right hand side, it's at 45 degrees. So the spine of the world is kind of over this way.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, do we go to Calvin's cairn and find this husk? Or if he's... Well, actually, no. If the husk was dug up at Calvin's cairn, there's not much point in going there, is there?
Well, he might have retreated back to there after we drove him out of the mines. Because remember, we lost track of him.
That's true. He was heading towards Calvin's cairn, wasn't he, when we lost track of him?
You followed him kind of... You came out of the mines kind of at the base of Calvin's cairn about here-ish. And he was heading to kind of that way. And then you lost his trail. So he's actually heading down the mountain towards Bremen's Run.
Oh, okay.
But you lost him after that because you'd lost his tracks in the snow.
And where did what's his name go? This barbarian chap.
Hedron.
Hengar.
Hengar has headed. He said to get to Brennan's Run and head north. So he gave you basically. So as I said, this map's at 45 degrees. So he basically said to head kind of this way.
Right. Okay.
And head to Reghead Glacier. He said to head to. And he reckons it was about 2 days' travel from the Dwarven Valley.
Oof. Well, boys, do we want 4?
He's about 4 or 5 hours ahead of you at the moment.
So, do we want to go 2 days north and help out Hengard, or do we want to go 4 days south to the spine of the world? I know where I'd rather go.
What are we doing with all this gear?
Melted down.
Got a wagon full of gear here.
Well, we don't want to give it to anybody. Look what happens.
Am I still not allowed to sell it?
That would be unwise.
We don't want this into the...
It has not seemed like the greatest idea, considering what's happened to the other people that have worn it, really.
Indeed. We don't want to be dealing with more madmen.
Yeah.
Fun as it is
The
subduing them.
Madness seems to be spreading.
Indeed. Well, let us use Beric here as a test subject. if his reliance on the material wanes, then we know we need to eliminate this substance or break its curse, if
Where's-
it is indeed cursed.
I agree. Where's Stokely? Let's leave him with Stokely for safety.
I believe that if we were to do something like that, we should deal with the black ice problem first, because we don't want any dwarves going down there and starting this whole drama over again. We should
Agreed.
deal with it one way or the other.
Any idea?
Agreed.
How do you propose to deal with it, Imnek?
Well, until we get there and see what we are dealing with, it's hard to know.
Oh, I'm thinking more of the wagon full of gear that we've got.
Oh, I'm thinking of the black ice, the source of the black ice itself.
Hmm.
You know, it would be unwise if we leave Beric with the dwarves and head elsewhere to do other work. Then he will possibly persuade more dwarves to go and start this whole thing over again.
Fair point.
Is there a Steve?
Yep.
Am I aware of any change in my party? Is there anything I can perceive in their behaviours that is not quite right?
You can do an insight check if you so wish. And if anyone wants to hide anything from Sid, they can try and do a whisper deceit roll if they wish. Right, I don't think you guys need to
No,
bother
you're
rolling
right.
any deceit rolls. Everything's fine. Everything's tickety-boo. Everyone's a bit
Right.
cold,
Okay,
but other than that, everything's
all
everyone's
I'm
exactly
saying.
the same as they were when you left
Brilliant.
Waterdeep about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
10 days ago.
If everyone's a little cold, let me warm the proceedings.
I'll get back
burn.
under my rock.
I'll start to heat up some of this metal, if indeed it'll hold heat.
Right,
With some
so
firebolts.
what are you going to use? You're going to use firebolts, are you?
Yeah, they're just
What metal are you
cantrips.
talking about now?
The black ice stuff.
The black
Oh,
ice.
right, okay.
You can see that the heat of the firebolts is doing something with prolonged heating,
Right.
and you do remember seeing in Beric's forges, he was actually forging this stuff. So the heat of the forge was enough to melt it to work it. So you probably need a very high heat, which is probably more than what your firebolt can do.
Okay. Fair enough. Do we have anything burnable we can start a fire with? Wood, the cart, some boxes, some splinters, something like
You've
that.
got the cart and there's a wooden crate that the weapons were in as well.
That'll do.
Well. You're never going to get enough heat like that. If we want to burn it, let's drag it back to Stokely's forges.
I'd recommend we keep it away from Stokely's forges, lest the rest of the dwarven clan get contaminated.
What is it you want to do with it once you've melted it?
I'm not particularly interested in melting it. I'm just interested in getting some heat into us.
Right.
But we obviously, if you melt it, obviously it retains its heat. So. Hello. You're right.
Do you maybe want to mute yourself if you're going to answer that, Andy?
So, anyone else got any thoughts?
Right.
So you can't work this without like a proper forge heat.
Yeah, as I was saying, with a heat of a forge, you can work it. It's just a normal, a forge requires a bit of, a coal or a charcoal or something to get going, and requires, billows and such like.
Mhm.
A normal fire just isn't. You can see it start to melt, but it's like steel basically. So steel won't melt in a basic fire, but on a forge it'll start to melt, and if it's left there long enough, it'll be like a crucible and it will melt.
Okay.
So I'm not convinced that going to find the black ice is the right course of action here.
Well, if we don't find it, someone else will.
Yes, but currently no one knows where it is. There's time to find it.
Beric does. What are we going to do with Beric?
Beric's safe. Beric's secure. Stokely who can mind Beric.
No, but then he's not safe and secure. There will be dwarves around him, people he can talk to. Maybe even Stokely has designs upon the ice. We don't know. We barely know him.
Doesn't
He's-
sound. just doesn't
Beric
sound
comes
right.
with us.
Bear in mind the That dwarven lady we came here with was very interested in the black ice, and I don't think she's been dissuaded.
Arrakis is right. Then Beric comes with us. But I think we should go for the man, the husk man.
You mean go to Kelvin's cairn?
The Akar Castle, so heading towards the woods and that lake up there.
This way.
No, here. Where we lost him.
Okay.
We stop him, we can put a stop to all of this craziness.
No, the black ice will still be there. I say we deal with the black ice, and then we can leave Beric with his dwarven family.
No, that's wrong. You're very insistent, Imnek. This is not like you. You're normally passive, smashing doors down. What's going on?
Very passive.
Normally I can't get a word in edgeways.
He does have a point. We do have the gift of the gab.
Something's
Adam,
wrong.
any thoughts?
No, not really.
There are arguments both sides. We
What
could
say-
get to the
what
black
say
ice and
you,
not know what to
Arrakis?
do with it, but we may need to activate it or speak to this husk in order to understand it.
If we have the husk, we know what we're fighting. I say we go for him.
We don't know where he is.
No, but we don't know where the black ice is either. And that's further away. That's a lot of time spent, a lot of hours lost.
Yes, we may be able to get more information out of this husk. Plus, we can help. We can go and find our little barbarian friend. He's on the same route.
We
My
need-
concern is keeping Beric secure the whole time, but I don't want to leave him with the dwarven clans.
Well, he can only
You should carry him, my friend.
take him back. Let the dwarves take him back. Keep him tied. Keep him prisoner. With
And if he
explicit
talks to
instructions.
Helder Silverstream or someone like that who once has designs upon the black ice,
Then we
we
take
can-
her out as well.
we'll be
Stokely's
days away.
Stokely's
She doesn't-
seen what the black ice does.
Yes.
He trusted us. It's time for us to trust him.
I can't imagine a young merchant lady is going to be much of a match for us. If things turn nasty.
Depends
Let's
how
go
many
find
more
this
dwarves
husk.
she gets to her side.
Well, then they all die.
Bit extreme.
I vote we find the husk.
Seconded.
Anyone else?
Sure.
Very well.
Okay.
It's settled.
I
So
can
what you
see
guys-
the arguments, but my concern is Beric.
I share your concern, my friend. Well, we could take our cart with us and leave him bound in there. How does that sound?
It's not ideal.
It's the only option we have, lest we murder him. And believe me, the thought has crossed my mind.
If you're so confident in Stokely, then you are welcome to leave him there, but as I say, I have a bad feeling about leaving him amongst the dwarves. But having him secure with us for however many days this chase might lead us is also unwise. So
Well,
there is another option. We could take him to
Is-
Hengar's village.
we could. It's a good idea. And also, if our hunch is correct and the effect of this ice wears off, he should turn to our side eventually. So we won't need to bind him.
I'm still not sure I would trust him. You saw how he was with wanting the black ice.
True. But at least we can keep an eye on our experiment as we go.
Very well. I defer to the group's decision, as you all seem set on heading after the husk.
If we can't find it, then we head back to the dwarves, or back to the ice. Believe me, I would like to see this source.
Right. So we're going to Hengars first, dropping Beric off there, and then going to hunt the Askman down. Yeah.
Seems to me that we're perhaps more likely to run into the husk on our way to Hengard.
Yes, I would agree.
And that'll save us a trip.
Right, let us head north.
So, what are you doing with Beric?
Bringing him with us. Can we bring our cart? Is it possible to get the cart through the snow relatively easily?
You've managed to get the cart up the Dwarven Valley through the snow. It's hard going, but yes, you can do it.
Okay, we'll
Then
do
let's
that then.
Leave Beric in there, tied up.
What are you doing with the Hall of Black Ice?
Leaving it in the cart, aren't we?
We don't want it near Beric. We need to separate the two.
Well,
Perhaps we can hide
we're
it
in it.
somewhere.
Yeah, we're in the middle of nowhere.
How far
now,
away is
actually.
the Dwarven Forge from here?
Probably about half an hour, maybe 20 minutes away to
Well-
Stokely's Forge, because you agreed to do the meeting kind of towards the southern end of the valley, didn't you?
Because we don't want to introduce the black ice to Stokely's Forge. What else hopefully we could do is go to Beric's Forge and melt
Beric's-
it down there.
Beric's Forge is further north, yeah.
So it's on the way.
It's on the way. If you're going to head out the Dwarven Valley from the northern end, so if you're going to be heading out towards the Dale Drop, which is the northern end, then yes, it's on the way.
Well, let's do that. That way we don't contaminate anything.
Okay.
Head to Beric's Forge, leave it there. We can't make any matters worse.
Okay, so you drag the cart north up the Dwarven Valley. Stokely's men kind of just leave you to it at this point. They kind of bow into your judgment.
Are they
As you
taking their money
approach-
back?
Yes, they did. They asked. They make sure they get the cash back. Yes. When you get to where Beric's Forge was and Beric's like the Black Ice halls, you get met by some guards, but just holding Beric out, like as you said, as the hog-tied trophy he is. Everyone kind of just parts and just lets you pass, and everyone kind of like. There's a few people kind of brandishing weapons, but then no one's quite sure what to do because you're obviously holding their leader.
Indeed.
So as we go, we get them to put their black ice on the cart as well and send them. Quickly.
Okay, can you make a group either persuasion or intimidation check? And that depends on how you wish to do this.
Okay.
Do you wish to intimidate them and scare them, or do you want to wish to persuade them and speak nicely to them?
We'll start with persuasion. If
We'll
that
start with
doesn't work,
persuasion, yeah.
we'll get
Right, so
nasty.
can everyone make a persuasion check then, please?
Great.
Oh, good lord.
Okay, just waiting for him, Nick. That's good enough for me. So, marching. Well, a group check. You just need more than half of you or more to make the check. So, in a group difficulty like 15, you've made that. So, parading through with Beric as like this trophy and this pile of black ice items already in the cart, you notice people are already starting to reluctantly to kind of follow the lead and kind of just start throwing odd things into it.
Imnek will sort of say, throw your black ice in the cart, then go home to your families. This disaster is over. So that's sort of his persuasion.
Sylfina. Is it Sylfina or Sylvina? I can never get this right.
Sylfina, I guess.
Sylfina. Sylfina, you noticed the odd one or two dwarfs try and like the little items like trinkets and brooches and jewelry kind of tuck it in the inside of their jacket and kind of pretend they've got it or haven't got anything on them.
Yeah, fine by me.
Okay.
We want them to give it
Not
up.
trying to fucking rob people.
No, we want to give them. We want them to give it up because
You want to put it in the wagon.
We want to keep
You want
it
to
away
try and
from them.
convince them to do that? Be my guest, but I'm not.
Well, we don't know about it, so we can't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you get into the central hall and kind of everyone is around you kind of gathers and you can see people, as I said, reluctantly throwing away. They're kind of throwing their items into the center.
It's for your good,
Do you-
people, believe me.
So what do you do?
Right. Get it all and throw it into the forge.
With a bit of blowing and a bit of gusting on the forge, you can see that the black ice is actually melting in the forge. So the smaller items melt quite quickly, and the larger items start to dissolve. And what you end up with is just this kind of inky puddle in the bottom of the crucible.
Hmm.
And then as
Imnek
it starts to bubble, it starts to evaporate as well.
Boil it off.
Imnek will play around with it as he did before.
Play around with it.
Okay.
Boiling metal.
And I'll take up some tools, and I will fashion a torque, like the old Celtic neck jewelry, out of it.
Right.
Okay.
Not keeping,
Okay, so
We're not keeping this. Everyone puts the black ice in the forge.
Imnek
I'll just stare at
carries
him
on.
neck. Everyone
Make
puts their black ice in the forge. I'll
Arrakis.
start to burn fire.
Arrakis, make a investigation check.
Investigation. Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's you notice that the piece that Imnek is working on, it kind of changes its physical characteristics slightly. So it changes color ever so slightly. So whereas the black ice is like this, like opaque black, like almost like onyx.
Mhm.
This goes ever so slightly more green.
Mhm.
Almost
What the-
changing colour, and it actually seems to change colour to be more similar to the item you're carrying on you.
Oh dear. What are you doing? And how have you done that? Just point at it.
You know many things in your past that you do not share with us. I know a few things myself. I said before, I have seen this material. You know, we have an ancestral weapon in my tribe that we have had for many generations. Our ancestors speak through it. You know, I have been around this material my whole life.
I found this rock, the one in my pocket. I'll pull it out. I found this in the underworld, in the hells.
And we found our sword in the mountains. It allowed us to destroy our enemies
How?
in a time of
Do you know?
crisis.
Do you know how? My suspicion is this is demonic and powerful,
Hmm.
and obviously
not.
evil.
It is our ancestors who have the strength through this to aid us, come back and aid us. Although I will admit that, you know, as you see here, and I indicate to the this ice that I've sort of changed slightly from the general inky blackness, is that there is something wrong with this other material. I don't know if it is some corrupted form or a slightly different form, but as you can see, I can change it. I can make it as it is, that, you know, the weapon that helps our tribe.
Thing is that Steve, the item I've got is like a really dark blackish red, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not the
the
same
one-
color as the black
it's not the
ice. But
same
it's not
colour.
green either.
No.
This black ice has activated my
Trap card.
trinket. What?
I was going to say trap card.
Trap guard? What?
Not with it, Andy.
What are you spouting, you worthless little turd? Speak up. So if because my item's obviously very different to this, but has responded to the presence of this ice, I am suspicious.
I take the talk I'm working on and with the tool sort of hold it out for Arrakis too, as I've probably seen him holding his block near black ice before, sort of seeing if there's any reaction. So out of curiosity as well, I let him investigate it that way.
So
Yes,
I'll take the green stuff and put it next to mine.
yeah.
He's not being threatening or anything at this sort of point. He's just
No, it's okay.
focusing on his task.
There's a definite attraction in the same way there was with the item the other group found in the portal. It's a similar. It's stronger than the attraction you get with the black ice, but not quite as strong as you got with that other item.
So perhaps it has many forms. Does it? Well, presumably my item will start to glow.
Yes, that's glow. It starts to vibrate.
I'll pull them apart, obviously, just in case. How far is it to the cairn?
You're kind of at the base of it, so it's probably half a day's travel to get to the lower steps of it. It depends where you want to go. I mean, it's quite literally this huge mountain which dominates the landscape around you. So,
right. Just is it say within 10 miles or so?
That map should be to scale. So from where you are, you're a bit further up the Dwarven Valley now, aren't you? So you're probably about where the V is. So you're probably about there. To the base of the mountain is about 5 miles away.
So to the other side of the mountain is approximately 10 miles. So
yeah, 10 or 11 miles, depend on as the crow flies or as the dragon flies.
Let's hope we don't run into one of them.
Indeed. Do I bother? No, I won't bother for now. It's all right. Well, all right. Fashion your trinkets, and we'll get rid of the rest.
Yeah, so I'll complete fashioning. It's probably a pretty. Imnek's not much of a craftsman. It's probably pretty, very basic, pretty primitive sort of talk, but satisfactory for his requirements.
Requirements. I'll sort of step backwards while you're working on that. I'll just move over to Cockwind.
I'll tell you what, if you want to make a dexterity check.
Me?
Sorry, Derek.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty crude.
That's fine. I'd imagine my tribe's not that advanced either, so.
Yeah.
And then I'll happily let the rest of it just evaporate and boil away.
Okay.
I'll lean it while Imnek's doing that, because presumably he's quite occupied in fashioning whatever it is. I'll move over to the other two. I suggest we keep an eye on him, just in case.
Something's not right.
Agreed.
Steve?
Yeah.
Am I able to sort of, I'm not quite pick his pocket, but investigate Imnek a bit more deeply? Because you're only in furs, aren't you, Imnek? You're sort of Tarzan-y.
I have no, unfortunately, because of the changes we had to make, I have a chain shirt on.
A chainmail shirt?
Yep.
Okay.
Otherwise furs, yeah.
Right,
okay. If you want to do a sleight of hand check, Sid.
Yeah, I think I will. It's a bit risky, this, though, isn't it? It's gonna blow up in my face. Oh, maybe not.
Or not.
What? Yeah, well, I know that Imnek's passive perception is not as good as that.
Nope.
So what I was trying to do is I'm trying to see if he's hiding something, or I can't imagine he's got many pockets to hide stuff in. So I don't want to take anything. I just want to know if there's something that he's not sharing with us.
No, you just kind of have a sneak peek, and apart from like a yeti's claw and some other odds and sods that you'd kind of expect everyone else to be carrying, there's nothing untoward in his person.
So you mentioned an amulet earlier that we didn't know about. Do I now know?
No,
No, you knew about that one.
Did I know about that? Did I?
Yes, that was the one
Yeah.
I picked up in Bryn Shander.
Oh right, okay.
Have you modified it?
Well, I had it on me, and then it disappeared at the same time that the thing on the front of my shield, like the plate on the front of my shield, appeared.
Oh, I see.
Ah.
But for that, I'll pry that off, and I'll chuck that in the crucible with the other
Okay.
stuff.
Oh, thank you, my good man.
Right, okay. So I didn't find anything with that.
No.
With that surreptitious frisk of him.
No.
And I'll chuck in the trinkets I've got as well.
Okay.
The amulet, 3 rings, 1 bracelet, 2 pendants of this obsidian nonsense.
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sort of have a small cry in the corner, seeing money being thrown.
Yeah, it's you do a quick tot up in your head of just how much money, and you reckon you got a street value of. Well, you reckon the cart originally about $2,000, and you probably got probably another $2,000 street value. You may be able to even to have bartered for another $5,000. So yeah,
It's a pile of cash literally going up in smoke.
Literally going up in smoke.
just think, if you'd have got this, the streets of Neverwinter, you made a killing.
Yeah, guys, this is just a travesty. We could have been
Well.
millionaires.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
my friend, favors are more valuable than coin.
Yeah, well, still not sure everything's legit here. Somebody's playing with a crooked fucking bow.
It's usually me.
Well, this time I don't think it's you. There's something else going on here. I'm too thick to work out what it is, but there's something.
Right. Once that's all done,
Yep.
I guess we'll turn to the dwarves.
Okay.
My
They've all kind of
apologies.
most of them have been kind of kept quiet because you still kind of, I said, you're presenting the Beric as this kind of prize. Most of them have been very quiet, and the other one or two has grumbled, but there's definitely a fear of you at this point.
Rightly so. Well, everybody, sorry for the disturbance. Hopefully things will start returning to normal. I suggest you return to your families. And if any of you have kept any of this stuff, we will find you. I'll just
They all kind of look down a bit sheepishly and all give suspicious looks to everyone else.
keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them, because they will change. Well, we'll
Okay.
leave them at that, but we'll take Beric with us.
Okay. So are you taking Beric in the cart, are you?
Yes.
So,
Okay.
so just to be clear, the black ice is now, if thrown in the crucible, it's not sat in the crucible in the forges, it's all evaporated, yeah?
No, it's basically turned into water. It's all melted. So what it
Right.
looks like in the crucible is just water. And then the heat of the crucible has just bubbled it away, and there's
Right.
nothing left in the crucible when you're finished.
Okay, cool.
It's weird. It's like it looks like steel when you get to a certain temperature, and it just looks like water after it's got. It looks like real ice after that point.
Okay.
I feel it has been magically enhanced, but we shall see.
It is a strange material.
Indeed. Well, perhaps you can enlighten us on our journeys, Imnek.
I will see what I can find out.
Is there anything else in the forge, Steve? Anything useful?
Well, it's
any
as I said
weapons or
earlier, there's no kind of conventional weapons around because when you came here last, they were all busy making these black ice weapons.
Yeah.
But what weapons? It's this forge is kind of like the heart of the room, so it heats it and it becomes like a focal point as well. So
Cool.
there's tool benches around where people have got like implements for forging items, and
Is it-
several workbenches are situated around it.
Can I search Beric's sort of throne or something? Is there any? Has he got like a stash or a secret compartment underneath it?
You can make an investigation check.
Whoa.
Well, that's all right.
That'll do it. You find what could have been like a stash or something to keep any money, to hide things, but it's currently empty.
Okay, so it's an empty sort of secret.
Could be whole, yeah.
Okay. I motioned to everyone else, saying, Beric's got a stash here, but it's empty.
Oh well, never
Does
mind.
Beric strike you as a kind of man to have an empty stash?
I suspect this young lady has made off with whatever used to be in there.
Yes, I think
Becca.
so.
Becca.
It could be more of this black ice. We need to be
Indeed.
cautious.
Well, we've got rid of most of it. It'll do for now. Right, let's get out of here. Leave these dwarves to recover.
Okay then. So, which route are you taking, guys?
So if we go down the drop,
Yeah.
head down to Bremen's Run.
Yep.
That's the way
So-
we've been told. So
Yeah, so that's 2 miles. That's it. It's about 5 miles, but with the snow and taking the cart, it takes you about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to 2 before you get to Bremen's Run. Bremen's Run is a bit more obvious because you come down you can feel the stuff going downhill, so it's not too difficult heading kind of. Let's put a different color on. So you kind of go up the Dwarven Valley and then make your way kind of over these hills until you get the Bremen's Run. And it's pretty obvious when you get there because it's a clearer stretch and you can see there's some traffic being on there. I mean, like the odd trail, one or two tracks, but it's not huge amounts. And
it'll take us a couple of hours. So how's Beric doing?
Beric regains consciousness when you've kind of about half an hour after you've left the valley. He doesn't speak at all to you, but he's shivering and like sweating as well, like as if he's got some kind of fever.
Ah,
And he's gone very pale.
He's gone cold turkey.
He's gone cold turkey. Yeah.
Can I offer him some water?
He very greedily takes any water off you, but he doesn't say much to you. He goes a little bit catatonic and just goes, "Where is it? Why have I not got any of it? Where is it gone?" And it almost ignores you.
Oh
Imnek,
well.
Imnek, Arrakis, knock him out. It's the only kind thing to do.
No, let's watch him recover. It's entertaining me.
Now, come, that is not our way.
Well, maybe not your way.
Well, fine. Imnek, will you knock him out?
I see no reason why.
Thunk. He's out.
Right. Come, it'd be easier without his snivelling in the cart.
Okay, so I take it you head north once you hit Bremen's Run, or are you heading south or east?
I mean, is it worth just checking to see if we can pick up any tracks of this husk man?
Yes, it's a good shout.
I mean, what you are at the moment, Bremen's Run is this kind of trail which runs parallel to that, to the woods you can see on that map. It's been nearly a full 24 hours since you last encountered the creature that was in the mines and followed it again down the side of Kelvin's Cairn. And there has been snow, so finding any trail, as in any footprints or anything, is nigh impossible.
Can we see any broken branches or any signs where, somebody may have been through the trees? Ignoring the snow for a minute and thinking higher up stuff.
If you want to make a... If you want to make a investigation check. So you don't see, well, you've got an extremely large area to cover. And basically, you're going to make a decision. You're not entirely sure. Well, I suppose Imnek would know, wouldn't he? You're a little bit further south of where you were when you followed this creature last time.
Right.
So you'd have to follow the trail back to about here.
Okay.
And then, yes, you do. I mean, that's a pretty damn good investigation roll, to be fair, for Arrakis. You do notice some trail leading into the woods and heading more or less directly west from where you are.
Ooh. I say, chaps. Look at this. I just point into the woods.
You smell necromancer?
Crafty bugger.
Well, I don't like the look of it. Let's go
Well,
and find out.
Shall I
The
go
gleam
on?
in my eye.
Shall I go on ahead?
Why not?
Yeah, with all
See if
that
we can track the little
all
bastard
that
through
gear
here.
you've got, jingling and jangling. Let's go. Let's try this quietly. Right.
Okay. So you head into the forest, and you're quickly. It's an evergreen forest, so you're quickly kind of in the darkness of the canopy, and there's
Okay.
very little snow on the ground, and you're basically just trudging through like this kind of dark carpet of pine needles.
So I'm sort of sneaking here, Steve. I think.
Okay.
Um,
Can you make an investigation check yourself just to carry on the trail? Yeah. Okay, so it's actually a little bit easier to follow the trail now because there's the odd broken branch and what have you, and because of this kind of carpet of pine needles, you can see the footprints that lead forward. They're not massively deep, but because there's no snowfall in here, you've managed to find this trail, and you can just make out where these things are. And you can see other tracks as well, with animal tracks going through.
so where are you guys at the moment? Are you somewhere behind me, or are you still with me? Do I need to let you know what I found, or indicate to you what I found?
Well, I'd be happy to follow you, to be honest.
Okay.
But I'm not that stealthy, so I'll probably give the game away.
Well, hang back. So shall I motion for you to hang back?
Yeah, do that.
All right, I'll do that. I'm motioning to them for the rest of the guys. Stay back, guys. I've got a trail. Perhaps we can find some more about our husky man. I shall leap ahead and let you know what I find.
Be careful.
Oddly caring of you, Arrakis.
Well, I don't want to lose my guide.
Okay, right. So I'm gonna mooch on ahead then. You guys happy, Imnek and Sylfina?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, Steve.
I shall amuse myself with Beric.
Very well. I'd rather not be here for that. So is it dark in here, Steve? I can still. It's like dim light, is it?
It's like dim light, yeah. Because as I said, the fir trees make a canopy, so snow hasn't managed to make its way down to the ground, but there's just enough light to kind of see what you're doing. But it is very dark.
Right, okay. So I'm gonna carry on following the trail quietly as I can.
Okay. So the trail is, based on what you can see, relatively easy for you to follow. And the path seems to be heading almost directly west from where you're going at the moment.
So straight through.
So heading towards the sort of the mouth of that river there on our
Yeah. So it's kind of heading directly that way.
That sort of there.
Yeah, you follow this with the other rest of the party sticking behind you, and you probably go about 1.5 miles, and you think you're actually you don't know the area very well, so you're just kind of following this trail through.
Okay.
But after about 1.5 miles, you can see that this patch of daylight, which is probably the edge of the forest or a clearing of some description, not quite sure which, and you can hear voices.
Okay. So I'm going to very, very carefully and deliberately indicate to my colleagues that we need to be quiet and they need to wait. So I'm sort of motioning, stop, sort of thing.
Okay.
And I'll head back and tell them what I can hear, and that I'm going to go on ahead and
Okay.
investigate or find out what I can find out, and give us the best chance of taking this guy down.
Assuming
Okay.
it's even him.
Hmm?
Assuming it's even him.
Well, absolutely.
Could
Let's
just be a
find out.
ninja fisherman trying to
Could be.
trap. Could be a master fur trapper.
Could be. Could be just a couple having a bit of sort of in the woods here as well. So
Someone
let's go
getting
find out what's going
pumped,
on. That's it, man.
It's a bit cold for that, to be honest.
Well, you get also,
But you never know. You never know.
Could be a couple of yetis fucking in the woods here. So let's go and find
Indeed.
out. What's
Polyhedron collider, ladies and gentlemen.
It's about on par for our podcast, really. We need to spend
It is,
20
yes.
minutes talking about sparkly butt plugs in one episode. So,
Very nice. Right.
so you head towards the voices, and as you're getting closer, you can hear also the noise of a crackling campfire. You can just make out the smoke rising from it as well.
Okay.
And as you get closer, you can see 3 individuals around this fire. So 2 of them are sitting down talking, and one of them appears to be kind of just walking around the fire at this point.
Okay. Do I notice anything about them? Are they what class are they? What race are they? Anything I can discern?
They're
from
all
what I see?
human. They're all quite tall, and they're all wearing kind of furs and leathers. So they're wearing quite crude clothing. A little bit cruder than what Hengar was wearing.
Okay, so I would assume that they are some sort of barbarian type
Yeah.
race.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
And the
So-
two of them are talking to each other, and the other one is kind of just collecting firewood.
Okay, and
So
can
it's
I
just picking up the odd stick and throwing into them.
can I understand anything they say? Or
Yeah,
are they-
they're talking common. You can hear them. They're talking about. They seem to be talking about something about the elk tribe, and about how it won't be long and they'll be sorted. It'll be done.
Oh,
And the one
okay.
who's walking around is like going, "Why are we here? Why are we not part of the glorious battle?" To which one of the ones sitting down, kind of picking his teeth, goes, Hedron has other plans for us.
Hedron.
Mm.
Okay.
It's a new name.
Or is that the name of the weather witch that was causing all those problems for the Hengar's tribe?
Oh,
That
possibly.
was indeed.
Ah, so Hedron was the witch.
Okay.
And Hengar is the elk tribe, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. So these guys are clearly just settling down for some scoff or something.
The one who's collecting the firewood is obviously the one who's more agitated. One of them's sitting down, kind of snoozing, and the other one is arguing. So the one collecting the firewood is like, "We should be there. We should be smiting the elk tribe." And the one sitting down is like, "No. Apparently, they will join us. Something about the Hedron is going to force them to join us."
Okay.
And why are we this far south then? Everything's happening. If everything's happening at Evermelt, why are we here? And the one sitting down goes, "We're scouting. It's okay. It's all under control. We just need to keep an eye on what's happening in Lonelywood and Tourmaline. And before we know it, we just need to scout out. We just need to report back. Relax. We will sing songs of glory to Arrol when we attack."
Okay. Right. So I'm going to keep watching this for a bit. What else? Is the firewood man sort of settling back down, or this just?
Yeah, he
completely
seems to be
still-
calmed down now. He's like, why don't we just do a quick attack? Come on. They'd never know. We could just get a rogue fisherman when he's out sitting on the side. Yeah. Why not?
Okay. So is that two of them now heading off to go and?
Well, the one sitting down, neither of them have moved yet.
Okay.
And there's one taking a nap, so
Right. Okay.
he's kind of contemplating, but the other one now is just checking his weapons, getting his
Right.
axe and-
Okay. I got a plan. Right. Okay. I'm gonna head back to the boys.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna head back. I'll find them where they are, and Arrakis is. I see Arrakis sort of poking and prodding Beric in his usual
Indeed.
bedside manner.
Just kind of casually
And,
throwing the fireball around in my hand.
I'm guessing Sylfina's sort of communing with his animals and his nature, and
He's found an
Imnek-
interesting piece of
Animals.
moss on the side of the tree.
moss.
Who do we
And,
got animals from, mate?
Oh, sorry, it's flora for you, isn't it? My apologies. And right, so I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna sort of hustle everyone together and say, right, okay, I think we're getting close to finding out what's going on with Hengar's tribe. I've just seen 3 barbarians who say they work for Hedron, and they claim that they're on a scouting mission under Hedron's orders, and Hedron has a plan for Hengar's tribe. It doesn't sound good.
Who's Hedron?
The queen woman, witch woman. Isn't it
Oh,
Hedron?
the one that. Yeah. The one
Yeah,
that
the
caused
one that's causing the trouble at his tribe,
Right. Yes.
right? So,
Well, I
Anyway.
think we should probably have a word.
yeah, I've got a good idea. I've got a plan. Got a plan.
Last
Now
time
look-
you had a plan, it did not work out well.
Bloody, it worked perfectly. Didn't you? You got what you wanted, didn't you? Yeah.
No matter
And
if-
we kind of got paid, albeit we had to give it back afterwards. But we're halfway there. There's another
Other
plan.
than that,
It's
a rousing success.
It's a great idea. Look, it's a great idea. It's so cunning. It's from Professor Cunning at Cunning University. This is good. This one. It's really good.
What's a university?
Oh, it's something I saw it in a book once. I don't know. I don't really read that well.
A plan so cunning you could put a tail on it and call it a weasel.
There we go. Yes, indeed, Lord Blackadder. Right. So they're looking for a fight. They're looking for somebody to find on the shore, and they just want a bit of a ruckus.
Well,
and I think
I'd be
we
happy
should
to
give them one. Yeah.
Agreed.
So let's lead a distraction. Probably Imnek is probably best suited to lead the distraction while we.
I agree.
And if you can do that, that leaves me time to search the camp and see if there's anything we can find to help Hengar. Meantime,
well.
I'll leave you boys to have some fun.
Well, all right then, if you insist. And I look with a big glint of glee in my eyes as I start to potentially to mock the afflicted.
Can we now officially call this plan a weasel?
We can indeed.
There we go.
Let's do it.
Right. Are we good?
Imnek will just get some extra rope and make sure Beric's hog tie is connected securely to the cart.
Okay.
Pin
ain't
each
going
limb to a
nowhere.
corner, so he's like this.
He's all secure and rather sweaty from his fever.
He'll be fine.
Right then, guys, what are you doing?
Right.
Bundling in.
You guys are going to bundle in and distract the 3 barbarian dudes, and I'm going to go into their camp, Steve, or wait for the quiet distraction to kick off, and then head to the camp.
Okay, so are you guys just quite literally just running in? Are you?
I'll casually walk. I'll myself and Imnek. I'll just casually walk in, having some kind of fake conversation, and then pretend to be surprised by these individuals.
Okay, so as you walk in, because you haven't seen this, you can see 3 barbarians.
Mhm.
One of them's asleep, taking a bit of a nap. One of them is kind of sitting there, and he's now kind of prepared. You can see he's like kind of getting his kit together, and the other one is just crouching down, making and getting his kit together. He's dumped a load of firewood next to him. He hasn't put it in the fire. So they stop, look at you, and then the one who is crouched gets with his butt of his spear, nudges the other one awake. To which he kind of goes, and they all stop and just look at you, and it's just kind of like a Mexican standoff feeling to the situation.
I say, my friend, what? Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Who are you? I wasn't expecting to find other people around here. I used to go for a walk this time of day.
They all look at each other around a campfire. Who are you?
I asked the question first. Now, come on. Let's be polite about this.
They all kind of stand up and... We are proud warriors of the Bear Tribe.
Really, the Bear Tribe? Now, I have heard of you.
And...
Particularly effective if memory serves. What would you say, Imnek?
I'm curious. Do you shit in the woods, or do you find somewhere else when you need the toilet?
Nice.
That's not out of character. I don't know what is. Oh, that's brilliant.
I reckon that's in character because I think Imnek would probably hate these bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is like a dragon. It's going right over their head. Because they're just looking at each other going, what?
I see the Bear Tribe's legendary brains stayed with you.
Indeed. Their reputation seems to precede them, my friend.
Our reputation is of the fiercest warriors on the glacier.
But it would seem not the brightest.
This is 10 times trickery. Bloody civilized people.
Do I look like I'm from 10 Towns?
He kind of looks at it and goes, no, you don't.
I can
But
assure you, my friend,
you
10 times
point
has been
straight at Arrakis. This one and his pointless finery. Look at him.
Pointless finery?
What a ridiculous specimen, don't you think? He's never fought a bear. He's never survived a fight with a crag cat. I bet you the first sign of a fight he runs home like a little girl.
Would you care to put that to the test, young bear man?
Do your worst.
My worst? You don't deserve my worst.
Give them your middling worst.
My middling worst, right? At which point I'll just fling off a firebolt, but deliberately miss them. At the pile of wood, basically, he's collected.
I'll give you one free action before initiative then.
Okay.
Go on, cast
really
a
just
firebolt.
It's not at them, it's at the floor, so I'm not trying to hurt them.
Okay. So
It's also a pile of wood.
you don't hit the pile of wood, but you hit the kind of mossy floor beside it.
That'll do.
It's like, and they all go straight for the weapons, like for the spears, and like, he's a witch.
Sorcerer, actually. Didn't your parents tell you not to play with magic?
So they all kind of look at each other and go,
It's very dangerous.
fire. Do you want to make an intimidation check?
Yes. Oh, for God's sake.
I will give you a lower difficulty with that. With that, they're kind of like, they're a bit dubious because you've just bolted a fire. So, what exactly is it you want?
What are you doing
But
here?
they're all on. All this is Bear Tribe land. The humans, elves, dwarfs, they all took it from us. What are you doing here? You're obviously not from around here.
What gave that away? Oh, it's the clothes, isn't it?
What are you doing at this point, Sid?
I'm sort of on the ridge where I was watching earlier, or like not a ridge, but a little.
Yeah, on the edge of the
Little
forest. Can
rise
you
on the edge
do
of-
a stealth check for us?
Yep. Oh crikey! Oh, hang on. That's a 1, isn't it?
So it doesn't matter in
Ye-
ability checks.
Does
Yeah,
it
it
not?
doesn't matter. No.
Right, but
Oh, you.
I finally remember that I'm lucky and I can re-roll
Hallelujah.
natural ones.
Oh,
I've been missing it every fucking week.
Hopefully,
So-
like John, it'll turn up a natural 20.
Right, hang loose.
oh God! Don't remind me of that.
Was it in stealth, right? So I'm going to spin that boy again. That's better,
Hey, that's better.
right?
Those boys have no idea you're there. You are even the rest of the party who know you're there can't find you at this point.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
So in which case, I'm going to help my colleagues by releasing more of my ball bearings into the melee, as it were. Trying to
Okay.
keep them away from Arrakis if I can. So aiming more for the barbarians amongst us.
Would they work on a
bear
forest
type.
floor? Would they just sort of get lost in the mud?
Well, that's a good point, actually. What kind of ground is it, Steve?
You're in a clearing at the moment. It's a bit more mossy here.
Okay, oh, that's not really going to help
But-
then.
It's well, to be fair, it's because it's where you're in kind of a clearing near the edge of the lake. So you
Okay.
actually come out a bit more. So actually, yeah, for the no trees to be here, it has to be a little bit more rocky. So yes, it's
So
it's-
my trap would work here.
I'll give your trap the ability to work here. Yeah,
All right, okay. In which case, I'll crack on and do that. And then
because
just
even a barbarian knows not to have a campfire in the middle of a pine forest where the floor is covered in pine needles.
all right.
Otherwise,
Even
there
a
won't be
bear that doesn't know he shits in the woods.
yeah. Otherwise, there won't be a pine forest there the following day.
All right, so
Have to be
I'll crack
careful
on
with
with
my
my trap
spells
then, and
Okay, then.
I'll release the ball bearings into in and around the bear tribe barbarians.
So, what the rest of you guys doing then?
Well, if they're not attacking just now, so
They're kind of they're ready. They're all holding their weapons ready, but they're kind of a bit dubious now because they usually fired off this fireball at them, but not hurt them. They're kind of like a bit, are we out of our depth kind of thing.
most certainly you are. Now, let's all be civilized. Put down our weapons. Let's have a little bit of a chat.
Keep talking, fireman.
Fireman. What are you doing? Why are you here, and what are you plotting to do in the middle of this forest? What does the
Bear
bear
tri-
tribe want?
Bear tribe wants to reclaim this land. Wants the glory of Arl.
Arl. I remember that name.
That's the goddess of winter.
Oh yes, of course. I don't suppose you know, chap. I don't suppose you know of the elk tribe. Oh, I'll take that as a yes.
They are
What have
our
you got against the
sworn
elk tribe?
enemies.
Oh, really?
There are
Oh.
There are rivals. There are enemies. We compete with them for land, tribes.
Well, it just so happens that I happen to know one of them. What a lovely man, actually. What was his name? I'll just lean over
Hengar.
it. Oh, that's right. Thank you. That's right. My memory isn't what it used to be. And yeah,
So-
we're trying to meet him actually. So I mean, I do hope we're not being an inconvenience.
It won't matter. Soon the elk tribe will be dead or part of the bear tribe.
No, I don't think we can allow that.
I think you're too far away to do anything about it, friend.
Really? Well, I can deal with you three rather handily.
And then what?
Well,
When your
we can deal
butt
with the rest
carcass
of
is
your-
rotting in the middle of the forest, what then?
what, my carcass? I'll just laugh.
Try and be kind to the Arrakis. They are not the brightest.
That's true, yes. I tell you what, shall I write it in crayon for you?
The one who was kind of walking around Twitch earlier, you can see he's like, do you know what? I don't think these people get the hint, do they?
Behind you! Behind you! Oh no!
Ah! It's got me!
Nice
Are you
ears.
gonna like spring your traps in or what?
My
So,
trap's
already-
laid, mate.
All right, okay.
You hear one of them say to the other, Austin, I think we should kill them.
Oh, goody. Fisticuffs. How dreadfully civilized.
Thinking about it is the only way you'd be able to make it so.
So
I don't think they
Steve,
can think about it
Yep.
very long. They may hurt themselves.
can I shoot my short bow and then dip down and hide again?
Yes, because you can take hide as a bonus action, can't you?
I can indeed, yes.
Right. You can do that, but then it'll be initiative, and so I'll give you that one action, and everyone has to roll for initiative.
Okay, I think we're heading that way anyway. So,
Okay, fair enough.
let's go for it. There's no point being quiet anymore. Right.
Okay.
So I'm going to drop the short bow, which is not playing because I'm pushing the wrong button. Try again. There we go.
Christ.
That's a bit terrible. That.
Mm-hmm.
That unfortunately is. So the rest of you see this arrow go.
Oh, hang on, though. I missed, didn't I? Don't I? Carry on.
Yeah.
Right, I'm hiding again anyway.
Okay. When you do that, make a stealth check when you do the hide. Actually, right. Okay, you're hidden.
Yeah, I've dug a hole as well.
You should have had advantage on that roll because you were hiding from. It was a prop on sneak attack.
It was. Yeah.
I didn't know you were there, so roll that.
A short bow.
Yeah, because you should have had advantage on that. Sorry.
It's not much better.
No, that's enough to hit.
All right. Okay.
So you hit the nearest barbarian, so you also get your sneak attack damage on top of that.
All right. Okay. I forget how you do it. 2d. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh gosh. Do I get to roll a 1 on that? Can I get my
That's
lucky on
worth
that?
it, isn't it?
No, it's only on the D20
Yeah,
rolls you
attack
can do
rolls,
your
That's
lucky
fine.
roll.
Alright.
So yeah, the rest of you, you're talking, and this arrow comes out of nowhere and hits one of the barbarians in the leg. It's like ah, but even you don't know where this arrow came from because there's no sign of it, and the rest of the barbarians look towards the woods to try and work out where it came from. So roll for initiative.
Ooh.
Oh, crikey! I forgot how to do that.
You might have to go on to. Hang on. I'm going to have to do this manually because we haven't got the counters up.
Hmm. Okay.
Do you need count?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll do it manually as well. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Arrakis is on it.
I was going to grab a beer ski. How did you do that then? Oh, because your token's on there, isn't it?
No, I just clicked the initiative text in the on the character sheet.
Yeah, it doesn't put it in the box
Oh,
on
I
the left.
see. Okay. Bloody hell's that now? I've seen it.
Okay.
Imnek's just standing there looking at the pretty flowers.
No, he's fought these guys before. He's so confident. He's just like, yeah, I'll let these guys have their fun first. I've fought them. I've killed them before.
Do this manually, annoyingly. On that.
Sylfina's just not getting involved at all.
He's on. Nope, that's wrong. And then Imnek. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And that. So Arrakis has the first action.
Hurrah! Right, I can't use any of my new spells. How disappointing. Because a thunder wave right now could be quite hilarious.
Oh, do you know what? I'll say you've had a short rest, so you can use your leveled up.
Well, we have had a
abilities if you
short
want.
rest, so
Yes, you have had a short rest, so let's say you can use your leveled up abilities now if you wish.
Ooh, boom! So I gain a slot.
How would that count for my talk, as that requires attunement?
I will assume that you can use that because you spent a short rest building it.
Okay.
That was your achievement to make it.
Okay. I think I shall. It's time for a bit of a witch bolt. So I shall target one of the barbarians.
Okay. The
casually-
one's got an arrow in his leg, or one of the other two.
Oh, one of the other two.
Okay.
Let's get them panicky. And fire a witch bolt at him.
That's so a witch bolt does what kind of what's it do?
It's essentially a bolt of lightning, but it's a concentration spell. So essentially every round, as long as I don't break concentration, I can do D12 damage to the target.
Okay, so this bolt of lightning comes out of your hand and hits this barbarian and just sucks the life force out of him completely, and he drops like a sack of potatoes.
Oh, nice. Bang.
Sid,
Anyone else want some of this?
Right. So I'm
Cockwind.
still hidden, right?
You're still hidden, so you'll still get advantage on your attack roll. So
So
there's a
that's-
guy you've got an arrow in the leg, and there's now a smouldering heap on the floor, and the other guy standing there.
And a
I'll,
very smug-looking tiefling.
I'll go for the archery practice boy.
Okay.
Right. So here we go. So there we go. Oh, that hit.
That's a hit, and you get your
Alright.
2d6 damage as well.
2d6. That's a little bit better.
That's so the guy is like he's crouched down because he's kind of in pain from this arrow in his leg, and he's looking towards the forest where you are, but he obviously can't see you. And then the next arrow just takes him straight for the eyeball. Boom,
Nice.
down he goes, which
Okay.
means there's one left.
And can I
Imnek.
just finish my bonus action and hide again?
You can hide again, yeah.
So
Need
I'm
to
hidden
make
again.
another stealth check again, please.
Stealth check. Oh, sorry.
So,
Take the first
I'll
one.
take the first one. Okay. Imnek.
Imnek will just shoot off an eldritch blast at that guy.
Nice.
Won't even bother moving forward.
That unfortunately misses.
Does
No,
indeed.
eldritch stuff doesn't seem to be doing too much recently. Unfortunately.
No. You do notice the talk seems to sort of glint slightly as the fires off the blast of energy.
Hmm.
Yeah, he seems to be casting it from the piece of jewelry around his neck.
Oh, I see. Right.
Was this the thing that you just made in the forge?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Right. So it's a spell focus. Okay. I have one of those as well. You see.
Yes, you'd probably recognise it at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't think it'd be too meta for me to say that because
No. It's
Arrakis
pretty
would
obvious
recognise
he's using it as a spell focus. Yeah.
that.
Sylfina.
Just using a longbow.
Gained a few more tricks, have we, Imnek?
Well,
That's a
as
hit.
I told Beric, there is much knowledge which many people are not aware of.
Hmm. Full of surprises, my friend.
So the one that's left, he decides to throw his spear at Arrakis.
I say. That's a miss.
And goes major wide of his target.
It's a bloody good job I got the dexterity bonus I gave myself, because otherwise
just
that would
thinking
have hit me. I've just got a little lighter on my feet overnight.
Okay. Back to Arrakis.
I'll just look at him. Really? Do you honestly want to do this? I suggest you reconsider your actions, my friend. Or you'll be going the same way they did. I've just dropped one like this.
Make an intimidation check.
Fucking hell.
He
Oh,
kind of
Arrakis is on it today.
He's already got the arrow that Sylfina stuck to him, like sticking out of his ribs, and he kind of just goes, puts his hands up and goes, okay.
Wise.
Does he fall over my trap now?
Well, you've dropped most of them before any of them actually moved. So this guy, he's standing there. He's surrounded by barbarians, but he's standing there with his hands up.
Right, okay, fair dues. So he's back. He's a prisoner worth interrogating now. Then
Exactly. It's probably best that you do because you overheard what was going on.
I did. Right, so I'll spring from my my little sort of gunman position on the grassy knoll,
Boing.
and
We're all very
leap-
surprised by this. We had no idea you were
You
there.
had no
Yeah.
idea I was there. And
What
then
the blood? Well, we kind of must have known something because obviously these arrows came from nowhere.
Yeah, but you couldn't work out exactly where he was.
Yeah.
yeah, well, you see, I'm getting better. I'm getting better at this. I'll be picking locks soon as well, boys. Don't you worry. So, right, Arrakis, get that guy down. He knows loads. There's much he can teach us or inform us about Hengar's problem. Or Imnek. Somebody kneecap him so he kneels down and gets some information out of him. I'm too small to do any intimidation.
The knees are like
well.
exactly the right height for you.
Well, that's true.
Indeed.
That's
Just
true.
stick a
Actually,
knife
no,
in his knee.
actually, let's change that. So, Steve, as I leap out of my my little bunker, I
Yeah.
sort of head over and I just full punch him in the back of the knees, and this big bear dude just sack of tatties onto his
back
knees.
back of the knees, he just goes straight down.
That's it. Yeah, right. So he's down like a.
So he's down. He's kind of like, okay.
and he still doesn't know what's hit him because he hasn't seen
No,
me
no,
spring
because he
out.
didn't see you. No, yeah, you just come out of
Right.
nowhere and smacked him in the back of the legs.
So
We'll just casually walk over to him and say, I did warn you. You're not very bright, are you?
right. So, my friend,
Mm.
I heard earlier that you know of our friend Hengar and his problem. You care to enlighten us on what's happening to Evermelt and what Hedron intends for the Elk tribe. I do believe you were just about thinking about telling my friend Arrakis earlier.
Yeah, okay. It's no good. You won't beat Hedron. It's fine.
Now, I'm sure a
He's
man
too
of
powerful.
your caliber can surely give me something to take Hedron.
Sure. While we speak right now, we are sacrificing the Elk tribe to Errol in Evermelt, and soon the rest of the Elk tribe will fall in line.
Evermelt, right? So we better get a shift on then if we're going. If that's
Yeah, where the hell is Evermelt? Is that the Elk
Ye-
tribe's house, home?
That's you were told Imnek would know that Evermelt is the edge of the glacier.
Oh yeah, so you did tell us to go to a glacier, didn't you?
Yeah. So you'd know that based on your knowledge of the area, that Evermelt is where the glacier melts constantly, basically.
Okay. Right.
If you all want to make a history check,
History. Told you I couldn't read.
So no. Okay.
shall I have a pop
Arrakis?
at this then?
You want to have a
Go.
go?
History.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. None of you really know much about Evermelt.
Okay.
It's just a big block of ice.
So this guy's just told us that they're sacrificing the Elk tribe at Evermelt. Yeah, that's what he's just said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we better not. Well,
No,
we
hang-
can't really let that happen. I mean, Hengar
hang
does. We do owe him a favour.
So interesting turn of phrase for somebody of poor words. Sacrifice. Why would you be sacrificing this tribe?
To Arul, to the goddess of winter. so she may bless us, and her cold winds may head south over Icewind Dale and drive away you civilized people. This is our
No.
land.
May I
No.
remind you, sir, that this civilized person just whooped your ass.
You may be able to best a couple of our warriors, but you won't beat Hedron.
We shall
Just-
see.
Errol's blessing.
We shall see. I have dealt with more powerful beasties than her in my time.
So, Hedron, tell me more of her.
They say she was a member of the Elk tribe until she was blessed by Arl and could withstand the cold winters. Then she came to us. At first, we were dubious, an Elk tribe member, saying she was a voice of a goddess. But we soon learned she was powerful, and we took her word. She has a glorious vision of Arl's destructive force,
Hmm.
and she will lead us to victory. She will lead us to victory.
She will lead you to your deaths.
It'll be a glorious death in Arl's name.
It
Or
won't be a
we could
glorious.
just kill you right here.
It won't be a glorious death for you who have been sent away from the party.
Indeed.
Now, pray tell, what did you do to upset Hedron so much that you weren't even allowed to share in the sacrifice at Evermouth?
You were wrong. We were blessed. We were the
Blessed?
first. We will be the first to exact Oral's attacks on 10 towns.
No, she has sent you away because you were weak.
No, we will be the first. We are the ones that will give the information to the rest of the Bear tribe, and we are the ones who will be the very forefront of the attack.
What and what is it you think you were attacking?
By the people of 10 towns, of course.
But who are you attacking with? Look to your left. Look to your right. Your friends lie.
You
In
don't
glorious-
understand. You don't understand Aral's power. She has the elements. She has the beasts at her side. We will lead a glorious charge first on Lonelywood and the towns of Mar Dulladan, and then we'll head south and attack Bryn Shander itself.
That sounds remarkably unsporting. Do you even have the manpower to take over 4 towns?
Do you have the brain cells to take over?
Are you not listening?
They certainly do not.
Are you not listening? We have Aral's blessing. And
You
the
have-
people of 10 towns are weak.
Now, the
If
people
I
of
was-
10 towns, I have no love for the people of 10 towns, no more than you. But what I do dislike is when weak, simple-minded people are taken advantage of
What,
by
like us
others.
with them?
Eh?
like we're doing to him.
Oh yeah, exactly, yeah. Hedron is merely out for herself. She has used you. She has sent you out to be alone in the woods while your friends die at the sacrifice.
Then it'll be a sacrifice for glorious victory.
Oh. Arrakis is getting impatient now.
Arrakis, there's no help in this one. Do as you please.
No. Well, if it's glorious death you want, glorious death it should be. And I'll just cast a fireball to his head.
That'll kill him.
Yes, that is the intention.
Okay. You have a crispy corpse of a
Hooray.
barbarian.
Right then, to the Elk tribe.
Oh, hang on. There's a bit of looting to be done first. There must be something useful around here. If nothing else, just a new pelt for my man Imnek here.
Surely you have worked out our friend Cockwind's way of operating by now, Arrakis.
Yes, you'd think I'd learn, wouldn't you? They're barbarians, though. They have no money.
No, but money is not the only thing valuable in this land, Arrakis.
Hmm.
No,
Well, you know, I only trade in favors.
indeed. But I've got cold feet, so I want some shoes.
In fact, to be fair, we should probably grab something for Beric. He might be a little parky.
Right.
Yes.
So, Steve, I imagine there's some bear skins and whatnot, or some
Yeah,
sort of
well,
animal
most of
skins
them
around. We'll have
yeah,
those.
they've got hide armor on, and they are they're wearing reindeer fur. Most of them.
Nice.
Simple leather shoes. On one of them, you do find something of interest. You find a little piece of scrimshander.
Oh.
So scrimshaw, sorry. So scrimshaw is it's like a carved bone, and you've seen this for sale in Brinchanda when you were going through. And it's the head of one of the fish that they fish in the lakes around here. And the scrimshaw is when they actually they carefully inscribe it with images and patterns, and then ink it afterwards.
Okay.
And this is a little image of Calvin's cairn onto the side of this kind of like, it looks almost like a piece of ivory, the way this thing is made.
Oh, nice.
So I'll pick that up and I'll sort of start eyeballing it a bit like
You reckon you could probably sell this for about 30 gold pieces?
we shall open up our pouch and drop it in with a slight cheeky smile.
Arrakis will just raise an eyebrow.
It's got to be worth something. It's got to be
Roll his
everything's
eyes
worth
and
something
walk
to
on.
someone.
Imnek will just look if they have any food or anything lying around.
You could see there's a brace of rabbits that they had, and they're about to cook on the campfire.
I'll grab that. Or if they haven't been gutted yet, I'll gut them now.
They might. I'm rooting around in the sort of where the guy was sleeping. I think. Would I happen to find some ale or something? Would there be some booze?
No, unfortunately, there isn't any
Ah,
booze.
disappointing. Okay. Right. We're done here then, I think, aren't we?
I would agree. Although we still haven't found this husk.
No, but we know more. To me, what he was saying about Hedron sounds suspicious. She sounds almost a bit like Beric. Suddenly to leave her tribe,
Yes.
treated as a god. This is all the same thing.
You make a point, sir. This rock is dangerous.
I think we must head towards Evermelt. Not only for Hengar, but I think our husk of a man is a bit more active than we first thought.
Agreed. Right, come. Let's go. I'll just march off.
Okay, so I take it you're now. So you've got. Let me get my green pen out. So you've kind of gone through the woods, kind of here, and you've ended up clearing by the edge of the river there. So if you follow the river round, following Imnek's guide, because Imnek's been given instructions of where to go, you can follow the edge of the lake of Maya Duladan, and you can follow the river north, which will head you towards the Reghead Glacier.
Excellent.
So the going is rather slow, mainly because you're trudging through snow again, and you have the cart with Beric in with you.
What's he doing at the moment? Is he still sweating?
He's still just sweating and feverish at the moment, and he kind of mumbling it. He's kind of like mumbling like fever dreams.
Slack him a bit.
He keeps on saying like, "No, it's mine. It's mine. No, I'll kill you." And then other times he's kind of like, "Why should I serve some undead fiend like you?"
Oh. Who's got their mic on the speakers on?
Not me.
I'm getting some feedback.
Echo.
Yeah, I could a minute ago. It's coming and going, but it's gone. It's all right.
Okay. So, yes, you start making your way north now, based on the information that Imnek has got regarding the route. You know, you're in for quite a long journey, and I realise I don't have the bigger map. So it's not long before you've kind of trudged off the edge of this map. with Imnek's guidance, he knows where he's going and can kind of guide you by stars and what information that Hedron gave you. And so you are. I've actually got a little token to show you where you were, didn't I? That's what I put it on there for. You head off the edge of that map, and so you are heading right further. You're heading further and further north into the wilds of Icewind Dale, leaving any kind of civilization before you. And it takes a day of travel, and just all civilization have gone. You are quite literally heading further and further out into the wilds. It's a long, slow, cold day of travel, and you camp out in the middle of the night. Yep, that's it. So you're kind of about here-ish on the coastline, or heading towards the coast. Because you come from Bryn Shander, and then you're heading to about kind of that point on the very edge of the glacier. It's not long before you find the edge of the glacier, and you, again, following the guidance that Imnek's been given. By the end of the second day, you come across in the distance, you can see a camp. So a little bit of smoke coming from it. And it's not long as you're heading that way that you're approached by another set of barbarians. And you can tell straight away the clothes of these barbarians is slightly different than the ones you met in the woods, and more in line with those that Hedron's wearing.
Hengar, do you mean?
Hengar, sorry.
Excellent. Well, we shall greet them. I'll just hold my hand up. Hello.
They kind of view you in a cellar and go. You can hear them kind of whispering to each other. Oh yeah, but it's bright red. There can't be many bright red people around here. Yeah. Okay. Who are you?
My name is Arrakis Thundarian. I am a friend of Hengar, as are we all. We've come to support you and provide you assistance.
They look a bit suspicious that they begrudgingly kind of go, well, they are the people Hengar said, follow us. And they take you towards the camp. Now, the camp itself is like it's concentric circles. So you can see at the middle of the camp is this large tent. And around it are campfires and then more tents. And around that are campfires and more tents. And they lead you straight to the main tent. But you can also see that people are kind of starting to pack up. So as you're going there, you can see tents are being pulled down and people are sharpening weapons and things like that. And as you approach the main tent, Hengar steps out and sees you and goes, you are here. I was beginning to worry you wouldn't arrive.
Well, you know.
My chieftain, he didn't believe me, but here you are. Proof.
Here we are.
Proof that Tempest will shine on us. See,
Tempest.
chieftain, he's the people that I spoke to you about. Come in. Oh, what's that? And he points at the dwarf that's tied up in the carpet.
It's a long story. We'll explain inside.
Okay. Bring him in as well.
I assure you, he's quite harmless.
You head into the main tent, and it's obviously some kind of meeting tent that's been set up. So there are furs everywhere covering the ground. There's a campfire actually in the middle of the tent, like a brazier kind of thing to keep you warm, which smoke allows. Reindeer furs kind of absolutely everywhere, and the odd other fur, like you see the odd yeti fur or the odd elk fur or something, or a wolf. You are struck by there's two individuals kind of talking. One of them appears to be almost 7 foot. He's an older barbarian. He's absolutely huge, bristling with muscles, and is obviously wearing the finest of the pelts you can see, and adorned with this kind of barbarian stylized jewelry. It appears to be in this kind of like he's heavily tanned. Like this is a man who spent most of his life outdoors, and subsequently it's a bit hard to tell his age because of the weathering of his skin. So he's probably about 40 or 50.
He's obviously the gaffer.
He's standing very tall and proud, Next to him is a much more runty man, and you're not quite sure if the big guy is 7 foot or just like 6'4", because the other guy seems to be like 5 foot nothing. He's also supposed to be a barbarian. You can tell by the way he's wearing, but he's got an entire reindeer head on his shoulder of the furs, with the antlers kind of coming out at angles around his head, and it almost has this like kind of sun-bleached blonde beard, and it's been made into plaits coming down.
Right.
They both turn to look at you, and both immediately have this very suspicious look at them on their face. And when the large one goes, "Hengar, who is it?" To which Hengar goes, let me introduce my friends. These are the people that released me from the people of 10 Towns. He reaches one at a time. This is Arrakis. Obviously not of this world, but he's a master of fire, and fire will melt ice.
Indeed it will.
The short one is Cockwind. He's sneaky and cunning. The hooded one, a master of nature, a druid to fight a druid, and a barbarian from one of our neighbouring tribes who also seems to manage power of witches and hexes and curses. I believe these people can help us. I do not know why they have a dwarf tied up, but hopefully they can explain.
Sport.
He has information which is useful to us on an unrelated matter, but he's not in a condition to be walking up and about on his own.
The big barbarian goes, "Welcome to the tribe of the Elk.
Thank you.
I am Yarand Elkhart, king of the Elk tribe."
Okay, Yarand Elkhart.
And this, he points to the shorter one, is Mienhir Tormhalt, my shaman.
Yarand Elkhart. And what's his name?
Mienhir Tormhalt.
Tormhalt.
Sorry, I can't do a Scandinavian accent. It would be really bad if I tried that.
So he's the shaman. Oh, excellent. Yeah. A man of the arcane arts. Excellent. That's your nod. Cool.
So the large one goes, "Hengar tells us not only that you freed him and he owes you a life debt, but you can help us in facing the Ice Witch."
Certainly. She sounds interesting.
Your timing is impeccable. We're about to head to Evermelt now and free our brethren.
Excellent. Then we shall join you.
Where are they being held exactly?
The sacred pools of Evermelt, where Icing Death once held her lair.
On our way here, we bumped into a number of the Bear tribe. They seem to be involved in your destruction, or at least they wanted to until we murdered them.
The Bear tribe have sided with Hedron. They believe they can appease her wrath. Fools.
No, they never were that smart, were they?
Chieftain, the man, the Bear tribe, he said Hedron was one of yours. What happened?
So the story's got out then. Would you like to tell the story, Mienhir, or shall I? Mienhir kind of goes, "Would be better from your lips, my lord. I believe I might sway them. Yes. They are true. Hedron was once a member of our tribe, a promising young lady, and a true elk tribe. Yes. She was always slightly different, was not as bothered by the cold as anyone else, but it was unfortunately when her and Menhir's son became romantically involved, shall we say, that the problem occurred. He pats Menhir on the back and goes, "I'm sorry, old friend. I have to repeat it, and Menhir has to go. They need to know what we're dealing with. Menhir's son and Hedron were romantically involved, and it seems that on their first romantic engagement, shall we say, the power of Aral that was within Hedron manifested, and we found Menhir, his son, the following day, frozen to death, a solid block of ice.
Ooh.
Hedron's father appeased her. He pleaded with me to spare her life, and I agreed. And so we said we would set her out into the wilderness and let Tempest decide. But it seems that Oral had other plans. And she's come back. That was a year ago. She comes back this year, seemingly gaining power somehow. And he looks kind of regretful and kind of goes, "She's angry with us. We rejected her when we could have helped her." To which Mien here goes, "No, she killed my son. We were right to do what we needed to do."
Chieftain, did Menier, did your son, did he offer a gift to Hedron when they met on the first engagement? Do you know?
Not that we know of. Why? What do you speak of?
There is a plague in this land, and it's affected this dwarf. There's a chance it has affected Hedron as well. She may not be acting of her own free will.
Okay.
Did you notice any inky black amulets, jewelry, anything? Have we got any? Similar to Imnek. Show them your what do you call it thing? What's it called?
Talk. Yeah, I'll show them the talk and say similar to this, but pure black, not with the green veins.
What colour was yours, Andy?
It's a kind of a deep red, sort of blackish red, almost mahogany sort of colour.
They kind of look at each other, and Mien here is like, she never used to have something like that, but. And the king nods at him, and Mien here goes, "When she has come to demand obedience, she's been clutching something similar in her hand, but it like some kind of sharpened shard, like a piece of shattered ice, but dark in colour."
Yes.
I fear that may be the source of her problems.
She can be saved, Chieftain Menier. This dwarf has recently been saved,
Released
from the bonds of this ice. It is not of this land. It is not of this world. It is clearly trying to muster an army.
Again, the two of them look at each other and go, What do you know of the history of this land? Obviously, you are not local.
Almost nothing, unfortunately. I am not even of this plane.
Would it be worth him making a history roll? Not that that's likely to be good.
Yeah.
Got more chance than the rest of us.
It's actually respectable for him, Nick.
You know a little bit about the region, but what you know is kind of limited to the two barbarian tribes. So the two Reghead tribes are the warriors of the Elk tribe and the warriors of the Bear tribe. You don't really know much more else about this kind of region. Yeah. So they look at each other and kind of go, "This black stuff." They're not quite sure whether to share things with you a little bit. And they're like,
Don't be afraid, my friends. I can assure you I have more knowledge in this than you can possibly imagine. And I'll show them my rock. Hold it up. This came from the Nine Hells.
They're very suspicious of this thing you're now holding in front of them.
Fear not.
Have you heard the tales of Wulfgar of this tribe?
We have not.
Many generations passed. How many winters would it be, me and here? 100? 150? Yes. 150 winters ago.
Wow.
Wulfgar of this tribe fought back the tyrant of Icewind Dale. A wizard. Kessel? Something along those lines, yes.
And we know that
Carried.
Arkar Kessel.
Ah, yes, that would be him. Wulfgar of this tribe. He joined with a member of the Dwarven clans. He brought us closer to the people of Icewind Dale. And a ranger, I can't remember his name, but they fought this wizard. And this wizard held a magical item that sounds similar to the things you hold, although obviously it has not had its held over you. And with that item, he controlled all of the beasts of the spine of the World Mountains and many of the other tribes that were here. It led to the death of many of the tribes.
Arrakis will just look at the other party members knowingly. This sounds very familiar. We found this
indeed.
dwarf. And I'm just in the complete grip of greed, wanton, and almost being controlled. The rest of his tribe and the rest of his clan were under the same influence of this substance. We broke him free of it. So clearly this substance is to blame.
Well, we have yet to see exactly if the grip has been broken, but he will be a useful experiment.
Indeed. And we have heard of this Kessel as described as a husk traveling through the ice. And we're trying to hunt it down. I fear the worst.
So they stop at that point and they kind of go, whoa. I'm trying to hunt it down. What, recently?
Yes.
He was killed. The story is that the dark-skinned ranger, he dropped a mountain on top of him.
I fear
someone dug him out.
Oh, not even that.
What witchcraft is this?
Can we drop a name? We know the name of the guy that dug him out, don't we?
Pelidor.
That name does not sound familiar to us.
No, we've heard the name Pelidor. But, would presumably Arrakis, probably the party would have heard of things like liches.
Yeah, you'd know about like high-level undead things like that, yeah. A lich is something that's kind of told in fairy tales that you wouldn't want to meet.
No, indeed. And obviously the great Sorcerer is probably quite well known around the world.
A Serac is probably not actually.
Really?
Around here, no.
No, not around here, but through. Yeah, okay. In the sense that we, having been through sort of cities and things, we'd have obviously heard of a Serac and all that sort of jazz. So we would know what specifically Arrakis would know what a lich is.
Yes, you probably would, yeah.
That's all right. I fear Kessel may be a lich.
Okay, they don't know what this term is, and they look at each other. What term is this? What is a lich?
A lich is a very powerful undead. They are former wizards who embraced undeath to continue their arcane arts. They are very powerful and very dangerous. Now, it may not be a lich, but they live for centuries, working their dark magics.
This is most disturbing.
Yes. It may not be a lich, but for a man who's supposed to be 150 years old, I cannot help but feel the stench of undeath.
He certainly has powers over undeath.
It would seem that our problems extend far beyond the problems of just Hedron.
Indeed.
But
However,
if we can get to Hedron and remove the shard from her, she can be saved. This
I like your optimism.
this dwarf shows us it is possible.
Indeed.
Well, as you said, you have picked the right time. We were just heading off. We're about to send a troop of our finest warriors to Evermelt to rescue our compadres, to rescue our tribe members. It's the word compadres, for fuck's sake, Steve.
See,
okay.
senor.
To rescue
Imnek said the
them.
word experiment, which I'm pretty sure he wouldn't. So hey,
We're about to head off. I suggest you and Hedron lead this. Hengar, sorry, shit. I suggest you and Hengar lead this and make haste to Evermelt. We can look
Very
after
well.
your dwarven friend if you so wish.
That would be appreciated. Thank you. Make sure he doesn't escape. And if he starts talking of black ice, be wary.
What do you say, Mien here? He scratches down. He goes, I must consult the bones. He gets into his pack and gets like a stack of old bones out of his pocket that look like they have reindeer knuckles or something, and throws them against the floor. Yes. With these people, with these group, I'm sure Tempest will smile upon us.
Tempest.
Right then. So they lead you out the tent, where a group of Elk Tribe warriors are all kitted up, ready to go. Do you need much? And Hedron turns to you and goes, "Do you need much time to prepare, my friends, or are you ready to go now?"
Well, there's no time like the present.
Hopefully, he looked at the sky. Hopefully, we should get to the tribe. To the by the way, you've all had a long rest, by the way, because it's all been a couple of days. So you're back up to full hit points and that. Yeah, sorry, got to say that. It has been. It was 2 days travel from the Lonely Wood up to the Evermelt, so you've all had a long rest now, and you should have all recovered all your hit dice because you've had 2 long rests.
Cool.
Okay.
So he
Excellent.
says, so we'll take our finest tracker, and it's about mid-afternoon. He says, we should get there by the cover of darkness, infiltrate the Bear Tribe camp,
Cool.
and find our friends. What say you?
Hoo-ha!
I say yes. Hoorah!
the ancestors will watch over me and see as I take glory from the Bear Tribe.
So, you're introduced to Folnor Hagbarth, who is the Elk Tribe's best tracker. He leads you along with about a dozen other Elk Tribe warriors, including Hengar. And you all follow the kind of line of the glacier towards northwesterly.
Right. Okay.
It's quite a journey, so you've got probably about 5 or 6 hours. And by the time you get there, it's late evening and you're in complete darkness. However, the Elk Tribe people you're with insist that even though they're human, they don't have dark vision. They insist on no torches. They say if we light torches, then they'll be able to see us coming from miles.
Makes sense. I have dark vision anyway, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, Imnek doesn't care either.
I've got dark.
It doesn't matter too much because of the snow, and you're quite lucky it happens to be a clear night, so the stars are shining. You can see reasonably clearly. So as they start getting a little bit twitchy as they get kind of close to where they think they need to be. And you can see kind of you're following like the edge of the glacier. and they come to a bit where there's like a solid path leading up, and you can just see in the light above. You can just make out some bodies kind of patrolling the very top of this kind of cliff overlooking them. To which Falnor says, "We're about to. We're almost there. I suggest we hit the camp and split up. Get as quiet as we can.
Well,
We'll split up, take out as many tribe members as quickly as possible."
Cockwind, you're up, my friend.
Yeah, all right, Arrakis, I'm ready.
If you see the witch, be very careful.
I'll deal with her.
So, the cliff in front of us, Steve. Is that where you said there was a patrol?
You can see a patrol on top of the cliff, and then you can see this kind of path winding up. And it seems to be that the only way. That's the only way up. You clear route. You can see that it doesn't involve that kind of rock climbing up the edge. This is a chunk of rock with a glacier kind of either side of it at this point.
Right. So can I use my slippers of spider climbing?
You can indeed use
I
your
haven't
slippers.
broken these bad boys out yet.
Good lord.
As you're saying it, he says, "If you do see the ice witch, be very careful." And with obvious fear in his eyes, he kind of says, "I once saw her on a hunting expedition."
Oh.
He says, "I shot her straight for the heart. Didn't kill her."
Well, fear not, my friend. Fire doesn't miss.
We don't miss.
So, what's your plan? You are changing your shoes, small halfling.
It is a small trinket that I found on my travels. It allows me to walk on any surface, I believe. Is that right? Climb on, walk on any surface as long as it's not slippery.
Yes.
So,
which the edge of the cliff probably would be, yeah.
That's the edge of the cliff is. So I can't.
So yeah, the cliffside would be. You wouldn't be able to climb the. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to climb the glacier that's kind of like far to the side of you, but you'd be able to get up the rocky outcrop, which is kind of.
Can I go up the rocky outcrop without going on the path? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And can I get up the cliff close enough or in front of this patrol?
So yeah, it's quite easy to because you can kind of see them, and you can see because they're looking like far out. They're not looking quite down, so they don't notice you.
Okay, so I'm going to walk up the sheer cliff face, and I'm going to get ahead of these this patrol, and I'm going to lay another trap with a few more ball bearings.
Okay.
And, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hide at the side of the road or side of the path.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tie a little rope to a bell in front of my trap and encourage the patrol towards it as I ring the bell to attract their attention.
Is that wise?
It is why you're not with me. You're at the bottom of the cliff still, mate.
Oh dear! I'll just sort of look up and follow your progress and watch as you get this bell out and just.
I feel like I need a big piece of paper with a plan written on crayon and Joe at the door here.
Okay.
Roll my eyes and just shake my head as I expect this to go hideously wrong.
So Fulnor kind of turns to you and goes, "What is your little friend doing?" And Hengar kind of goes, don't worry. He's crafty, this one. He'll distract them somehow."
Of that I have no doubt. It's what happens after that I'm worried about.
Should we make our way up?
Well, let's give him a moment. You never know. This crazy plan of his might actually work. However, be ready, because in my experience, we're going to be needed.
Right. So what's happening, Steve? Are they heading towards my trap yet?
They're heading towards your trap.
And so I'm jingling the bell.
And those jingling bell, and straight away kind of go, "What the hell's that?" and yeah, they're all flat on their arse now. They all head towards it kind of cautiously, expecting to kind of like, what the hell's this? Where the hell's this bell noise coming from? And all three of them, I think it's DC 15, wasn't it? All three of them.
Something like that, yeah.
Bang.
Oh, don't they slip off, fall off the cliff?
That's what I'm hoping they should be doing.
So the first one manages to catch himself, and then two of them fall off the cliff.
So there's one now hanging on to the
There's
cliff
one
edge.
now hanging onto the cliff edge, and you're kind of hanging onto the. You're standing, kind of, like perpendicular to him with your spider slippers. So you're
Hands
kind
on
of,
hips.
So
Hello!
at this point,
Tickle him.
at this point, I'm going to hit his hands with my crowbar and my hammer, and assist the gentleman in proceeding to join his colleagues at the bottom of the cliff.
Okay, I will give you that without an attack roll. Then I'm going to allow it just because you can just basically walk around him and go smack on him.
That's it.
Yeah, there are three. There are three bear tribe warriors in crumpled heaps at the bottom of the cliff. To which Fulner then goes. Fulner tends to the rest of the party and goes, "Wow, that was impressive."
Right.
As we said,
I
resourceful.
concur.
So,
I'm
so I'm going to now
surprised.
climb on top of the cliff and motion my friends to join me along the path.
We'll do that then.
Okay, so you head towards the. You head up the path, keeping a low profile as you do, and the top of the path and the top of the cliff, you can see some trees ahead of you, and the path wanders further into what appears to be a camp. Right, if this all works. There we go.
Ooh.
So you're at this the northeastern edge of the camp. Now, to make things simpler, I'm going to ignore what happens with the rest of the warriors. But what Fulner and Hengar said is they're going to go kind of skirt round the outside, and they recommend that you take out these guys by the fire here.
I think we can manage that.
And they say what we'll do is we'll wait for your mark. So we'll sneak around and infiltrate best we can. We'll wait for your signal.
Very well. Don't worry, you'll know of a signal. I will.
To which Hengar goes, just to the other tribesman, he goes, "Don't expect a particular signal. When chaos erupts, attack."
There. Hengar. I'll just sit there beaming, and Hengar understands.
All right.
Right then, chaps. Let's go and
So
fuck him up.
I'm going to sneak, even, and stay hidden. I think
Okay.
that seems to be the only effective way I can get some shots in. So I'll use some cover, and I'm going to hide behind one of these tents, or stealth into one of these tents if that's possible.
Yeah, I'll give you a stealth check with advantage because it's dark, so the only source of light at the moment is this massive fire that are all sitting around in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to position yourself,
Right, so doing that. Where's my token gone? I think I will be most useful around here. What do you reckon, guys?
That's a hell of a long way.
Yeah, but I've got a stealth check of 23. Steve, can I get it there?
so I'm going, where are you trying to get to?
I want to try and get to about here.
That's a few
Yeah,
rounds.
I'll allow it. It'll take some while to get into position, but everyone in the tribe seems to be just warming themselves against the fire at this point. So
I can
will
move in
allow it.
one go, or do I need to move at my?
No. Move at one go. So I'll with stuff roll like that. You are you're well below their you're well beyond their passive perception at this point.
All right, so I'm going to stay hidden behind this
If I walked
wigwam
straight
over
through,
here.
they wouldn't notice.
Yes.
Okay, I'm happy where I am at the moment. And I'm hidden, yeah?
Yes. Oh, you appear to be hidden at least.
Well, I'm trying to hide, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if you play this straight or just pick them off one by one.
Imnek's feeling like just wandering in and saying hello the Aleutian way.
Yes, I like the style. It worked last time. Right.
Okay.
I think we'll just carefully wander in. Completely bold as brass. Adam, are you going to stay behind just in case it goes south?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So follow
If.
behind us.
If.
All right. Yeah. All right. When? So yeah, we'll just wander in. Again, we'll just pretend to have a conversation. I say, this village is rather nice. And oh look, peasants. And also just jaunt up to them, confident as hell. I say it's rather quaint round here, isn't it?
They do seem rather perplexed by the sudden introduction of someone just wandering into a camp for an area that should have been well guarded. This one here stands up straight away and goes, "Who are you?"
I'm clearly lost. I assume this was part of the tour. Who are you? What's going on here? Can you tell me the way to Amarillo? Actually, yes, I can pull that off. I'm looking for the village of Amarillo. Is this it?
I think you're a long way from a home.
Yes, you have no idea, my friend.
You do realize this is sacred ground.
Is it? Oh, do tell me. I'm such a fascinator. I have such a fascination for consecration. It's one of my hobbies, you know.
I think you'll make prize sacrifices to Arl. There's two
Sacrifice.
ways we can do this. You can give yourself to Arl.
Praise, who's Aurel? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with her. Does she live around here?
Goddess of winter, you heathen.
Oh, well, that makes sense, I suppose. There's quite a lot of snow.
Steve, from where I am, can I get any more information on who this guy is? Any can I see what he is? Or
So the other guys, the guys around looked like generic kind of, I say generic barbarians. They look pretty similar to the kind of guys you met in the Lonely Wood. This guy, however, is bigger and beefier and wearing a lot more kind of stuff, basically.
Still a barbarian, though, yeah.
Still a barbarian, yeah. They're all like draped in furs and that, but he seems to be wearing the better furs and is 6 inches taller than the other guys.
Consecrated ground, eh? Lovely. I do so. How do you perform the consecration? And tell me, I'm rather fascinated. And I sort of start, wandering in, just kind of slowly as I'm talking, looking around.
Is there such a thing as a stealth kill? Can I do like a one-shot stealth kill?
You get the advantage on your attack from stealth, which gives you a bonus as well.
So I can't just sneak up to this guy, knife him in the face, and then drag him out of the way.
No, unfortunately not. Class, I think.
Nah. Okay. All right. No, that's fine. I'll just stay where I am for now then. See what
you do, Derek?
I was saying I was just going to keep pace with you as you advance, and I'll sort of turn to say, friend Arrakis, I believe I have an idea. If they talk of sacrifices and consecration, why don't we consecrate this ground to my ancestors in their blood?
That's a bloody good idea. Tell me, how would we do such a thing?
Well, you see,
like this, and
hang on.
Okay.
There's like before you sort of launch an attack or anything, I just to say, well, as you may have noticed, I've been doing some work lately.
Indeed.
Well, allow me to introduce these fellows to the fruits of my labours. And there's sort of this dull crack, like sort of like a rumble of like rocks falling off a mountainside in the distance, and this sword suddenly appears in my hand. The blade, like the black ice, but with the green sort of tinged veins running through it, like the talk around my neck, and sort of black leather bindings and ivory hilt, and then the sort of speckled red granite pommel on the end.
You have a new toy.
I do indeed. A gift from the ancestors. Why don't we send these fine fellows to theirs?
I like the cut of your jib, sir. Show me how this lovely toy of yours works. And then just...
I think, gentlemen, it's time to roll for initiative.
Outstanding.
Oh, bloody hell.
Nice. This is actually working out pretty well for
It is
how we
indeed.
want to act.
Where's he? Oh, why is he not coming up? Oh, bugger.
Tell you what, Steve, the
Okay.
new tokens are really neat, man.
They are.
They look really nice,
Yeah.
don't they?
They look really, really good. Yeah,
They are good.
they look excellent.
Right, let's do everything on the same initiative then. Okay, so actually that worked out perfectly because Imnek, you actually have the initiative.
Excellent.
Outstanding. I will rush at the closest guy. And I will take a swing with my fancy new pact sword.
Okie doke.
I'm curious to see what happens with this thing now. Whoa!
Woofed.
Oh, but I have sorry. Before that, I'll use a bonus action to cast Hex on that guy. Sorry, I should have said that first. And then take a swing at him.
Okay. Which gives you, what does the hex give you?
1d6 necrotic damage.
1d6 damage. So you basically leap forward over this fire and just slice this guy down in one go.
Nice.
You notice on the sword that one edge is like straight, like a long sword, but the other edge is sort of wavy, sort of not sort of serrated edge, but like kind of like gentle waves along it.
It's not Moonblade, is it?
No.
No, okay.
Cockwind.
Right, okay. Cockwind is going to peek his head around the tent, and he is going to go for the big dude, I think.
Okay, so you get advantage because you are hidden.
Soften him up.
Which
Okie
means-
dokie. And pop that one. Oh, that's quite not
That's a hit.
too bad. And I need a roll.
It's a bit better.
10 points of damage.
Yeah, and I'll use my cunning action to duck behind the covers again.
Can you make a stealth check?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. First one there,
Sorry.
Steve.
First one. Yep, that's fine. You are still hidden. Okay. Arrakis.
Oh, the fun we can have here. Oh, I could be hilarious and just run into the middle of them and just cast a thunder wave. That would be funny, wouldn't it?
Oh, you've been itching to do that all day, haven't you?
I really have. Yes.
Go on. Drop the
Let's
mic.
do it. I'm going to cast thunder. I'm going to run in. So hang on a minute. What's the rule? Let's make sure I can actually make it. 20 foot. I can only get 2 of them at once because it's a 10-foot radius in front of me. So if I run into about here, I can get 2 of them.
10-foot radius, is it?
I thought
Yeah,
it was
it's like
you
it's,
just
it's a 10-foot cube in front of me, so I can sort of
15-foot. It's a 15-foot cube originating from you.
Ooh,
Okay.
in which case I can get all 3. So if I stand sort of here, if I run to here, it's 25 feet.
No,
so I
they're
can-
not. You can get 2 of them. You can't. You won't get 3 of them into a 15-foot cube
Yeah, okay.
because you think it's a 3 by 3 cube, basically 15 feet. Oh no, hang on.
No, if I
No,
stand
you will
here
actually.
and
No, you're
face
right.
that
Actually,
way,
yeah.
if I stand here and face that way, I'll get all three of them, won't I?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll do that then. Right, I'll run to here. Whee!
Right, Lewis. Before you start this,
Yeah.
you've bigged this up for about a week.
Right?
Right? I'm just saying, don't
This is
fuck it
gonna
up.
go. This is just going to go painfully wrong, isn't it?
Okay, you do 2d8 thunder damage, and
No,
everyone's
no.
pushed
Hang
10
on a
feet.
minute. I'm casting this at level 2.
It's a oh right, okay. So you'll do
3d8 thunder damage.
3d8. But successful this creature takes half damage. Okay. So it's DC 14.
It is so 12 or 6, and the ones who and anyone who fails a save gets blasted 10 feet and lands on their arse.
Okay, so this guy, the big guy, will do his Constitution save.
It is, yes.
Oh, bizarre. No, he fails his save, so he takes 12 damage.
Bang! And he gets blasted 10 feet into
10
the air.
feet away from you. So he
Away.
gets
Well, yeah. So basically, lands on his
Gets
arse about there.
blasted there.
Wham!
This guy here.
Bang. What's to say?
Makes his save, so he takes
6 damage.
6 damage. And this guy here doesn't make his save.
Blammo!
And he basically gets thrown to one side, and then he breaks every single bone in his body.
Yes! That's how it's done, bitches. Arrakis is looking rather smug right now.
Fair play, that was worth the build-up.
Running. Bang! This enormous thunder crash just explodes from my hands. And yeah, there is an enormous crack of thunder as well.
Yes.
Anyone within 300 feet has basically heard this now. So if we haven't alerted the village by doing this, we have now.
Yeah, I just imagine as I would when you do this, because it's happening right opposite where Imnek is just like his sort of hair sort of blows backwards in the wind and sparks flying up from the fire. And it's like, I see you. I'm not the only one with new tricks at hand, Arrakis.
You can hear this ringing in your ears at this point. It's like, is all you can hear. And obviously, this the rest of the barbarians take this as the signal, of course, and you can start hearing people attacking around the other tents of the camp.
Awesome.
So
attention.
This guy here goes for the nearest thing to him, goes for Imnek.
Exactly as planned.
Swings a great axe at Imnek.
That is a hit.
That's a hit. And he does 8 slashing damage. Ooh, lucky.
Oh, I forgot to do my roll for the false life. If you are okay with me doing that.
Yeah. Okay, Sylfina.
I'm just going to use the longbow and the one that's in contact with Arrakis.
That one there. You're 60 feet away from him, so that's that one, yeah.
Yeah, well, longbow at 150 feet, so.
That's fair enough.
I've passed my concentration.
Puruk.
Nice. Thank you. I'll just cheers. Wait.
He's sort of tapping his ears to like try and hear something, and then you put an arrow right through them.
Imnek.
Okay. I'll just look at this guy who's talking to us. I'll use my bonus action to move the hex over onto him.
Yep.
Just sort of the shadows crawl up around him, and I'll take a.
That is a hit.
Outstanding.
A lot of damage too.
Mm.
And you get your 2d6 as well, don't you, for the 1d6? Oh, there we go.
Yep.
This hex is dude. Fuck all. He's got a bit of a gammy toe from that.
Yeah. Cockwind.
Okay, in my usual elaborate style, I'm now getting a bit cheeky, so there's a bit of champagne killering going on here. I'm going to go for the short bow to the big dude.
Yep, you're still hidden, so you've got
Still
advantage.
hidden, so advantage. Click that button there. That.
That's a critical hit.
Oh!
We'll have that. And we'll also have 2 of these boys.
So you do
20 damage.
a
Fuck it.
total of 20 damage to him.
Yeah. And I'll go back hidden as well.
Okay, make another stealth check.
Okay.
Yep, you're hidden.
He's got other things to worry about.
Wow, you did really do a lot of damage there. Arrakis.
That was a good smack for the,
That
for
was
the
a
little
good
guy.
smack. This presumably this dude is not wearing any metal armor. He's just got fur.
No, he's
and
wearing
stuff.
hide armor, yep.
Cool.
He's looking
okay.
rather bloodied now as well.
Oh, I think we can just go down to the regular firebolt. There's no point in getting too cocky here. So I'll move over a little bit so I've got decent line of sight, so I'm not in any danger of hitting Imnek through the fire. As hilarious as that would be. I'll
I'd
just
appreciate not being hit.
the regular firebolt.
That is not a regular firebolt, my friend.
Why is that giving it D10?
So what
Oh, 'cause
damage
it's
do
a
you
crit.
normally do?
It usually does D10 because I've got a critical hit. I get 2 D10, so it's done 9 in total. I smashed him in the head.
Smashed him in the head and fizzled him out. And that, gentlemen,
Wow.
is where we're going to have to leave it this week because we've run out of
Oh,
time.
awesome.
So
That
you
was awesome, man.
successfully you
Right.
look around from the dead body in front of you and realise that the rest of the barbarians that joined you are cleaning off their weapons as well, as you obviously cleared out the rest of the tribe
Nice.
in this camp. So we will return in 2 weeks' time to well, we might not do is see what our availability is, but we'll return in a couple of weeks, hopefully, to see what
Sweet.
happens.
Yeah.
Right then,
Excellent.
anyone's watching the stream, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you
Yes,
again
hope it was
sometime.
entertaining. Indeed. Bye.
Goodbye.
Good night.